What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy, MM2K, back again with another episode of SML Podcast with my homeboy, my homie, Project Storm. Storm, you in the house, man. What is going on, good brother?
Microphone check. First of all, I have to check this microphone, man, because I know, it's time to get a new mic, y'all. So hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. But MM2K, what is going on with you today, man? It's Saturday for me, and I'm ready to get it in, man. I've been playing some games. I've been looking at a lot of gaming news, a lot of moves happening, and all that stuff, man. We have a whole lot to talk about, so I'm excited about it, man. I'm definitely excited about it, and I'm definitely excited to talk some Stadia and some Stadia tech.
Yes, sir.
So let's go.
Yes, sir. Hey, look, y'all. As y'all know, this is the SML Podcast, where and we might have some new people coming aboard. We always forget to do this, Storm. This is the SML Podcast. This is the show where we talk mainly Stadia. We talk a lot of Stadia, but cloud gaming in general, and we sprinkle in some general gaming stuff like consoles, PCs, mobile, whatever the case may be. We might even talk about some Ouya and some Dreamcast. No, I'm just joking.
Man, yeah, we can.
We have fun with all things gaming, the show that is hosted by Project Storm and myself, and this is an interactive community show, meaning at some point in time, and I'm going to be better about this today, Storm, at some point in time today, we're going to open up phone lines. You may have seen that in our byline if you were looking at a tweet. We're going to open up phone lines and allow you to call in, or you can go to pntsnetwork.com, go to the Yappa section on the homepage, leave us a audio Yappa or video Yappa. We call it the viewer mail, and then we'll play it live on air too and respond to it. So very interactive, but two passionate gamers talking about some serious gaming stuff. Now today what we're going to talk about, y'all, is we're going to go into this theory that Stadia must be at E3, right? We're going to come over that. We're also going to talk about this scenario that we just came across, right? We had to flip things up a little bit today. The scenario we came across where the media actually checked its own bias when somebody was trying to go off on Stadia. It was a wonderful thing to see, right, Storm? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Stadia's first retail demo coming. Man, we've been talking about this since launch. Y'all, they should put some Stadias here and Stadia. Well, that's finally starting to happen. We're going to explain to you where and how. More big ticket games coming. The games that are slated that got us excited, and a bunch of other stuff. Negative latency. Y'all hear my brother Project Storm. If you follow his channel, and you should, if you're not, I don't know what's wrong with you. Follow Project Storm. His link is in the description. He talks about negative latency all the time. He didn't make this up. This is something serious. We're going to go over that. A whole bunch of other stuff. But before we get into that, I'm going to pay the bills last, Storm, because the people don't want to hear from me anymore. They want to hear from you. What is it that you've been playing, my good brother, since the last episode?
I can tell you right now. I'm going to blow your mind. I won't even start with Stadia today. I'm going to go. I was on. Shout out to Club Stadia Brian, by the way, y'all.
Yes.
I was on that Horizon Zero Dawn after seeing the Forbidden West trailer at 4K. Bro, I had to go over and I jumped on PC and I booted up the Horizon Zero Dawn, waited for everything to load so that, there's some optimization that happens before you get into the game world. And what it does is it just it basically streamlines everything so that the game can load faster when you're playing, right? So I let that happen. I'm sitting back like, the menu screen is beautiful right now, man. So I get into the game and I'm blown away by 4K G-Sync and all of this stuff, man. It was just a smooth, beautiful experience that I just can't even put in words. Now, if that game looks so good, PlayStation fans should be happy for that Zero Dawn. I mean, for that Forbidden West, man, because I'm blown away by Horizon Zero Dawn right now. It's crazy.
Yes.
Now, the reason I'm talking about this first is because I went on Twitter, almost made myself look like a fool. Almost.
I saw you, and I was
I know you was like, what is he doing now? What is my brother doing now? I already know how you think, right? So I put the tweet up there, and I'm like, the 1080p, I watched the trailer in 1080p, and I'm like, kind of like Zero Dawn, but of course, the next gen version of it, is it being held back by the PS4? I was thinking all these thoughts going on, and I wasn't the only one, man. Shout
Yeah,
out to
yeah.
Jonathan Davila. He was out there. Other people, you know what I'm
Villa.
saying? People were thinking it, but some people are afraid to express themselves, right?
Uh-huh.
But I wanted to put it out there like, hold on. But I did say in that first initial tweet that I dropped, maybe the 4K trailer might wow me.
You
And
did
boy,
say
did it
that.
wow the hell out of me. What it
Yes, you
did,
did.
it got me excited about Stadia. It got me excited about everything gaming, especially next gen gaming or whatever, right?
Yep.
Because man, if that's a taste of what's to come this early in the console, the next gen console life cycle, it just makes me think, how the hell is Stadia about to run Far Cry 6? And I know we're gonna get into that a little bit. But is Stadia about to run Far Cry 6 like what we saw, the trailer we saw yesterday, man? I
Mm.
don't know, man. My mind is all over the place, so y'all have to bear with me because I will be breaking things down and asking questions today. But
Absolutely.
that's just one game that I was playing, man. Of course, Destiny crossplay, the crossplay beta came, and I was, where everybody was able to play with each other. Finally, man, it was just a beautiful thing. Well, for the second time because it was accidentally released, but yo, that's magical, man, that I was able to play on Stadia myself. Shout out to Daryl Smock Jr. We teamed up, man, got
Wow.
some strikes in, right? And it was amazing to see us holding it down with the best from consoles and PC and everywhere that you could play Destiny 2, pretty much, man. Like, it was something like momentous and magical about the whole experience, man, because I was just like, yo, we played with other players before, like PUBG and other games, Elder Scrolls Online, I think, and others, right? You could experience the game with other players. Division 2 with PC players, man. But this right here, again, it still felt magical, It felt magic. It felt like, damn, this right here just takes the platforms away.
Yeah.
Who cares what platform we're playing on, man? You just helped me complete this strike. I just picked you up off the ground and you might have been on Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, right? Yo, we just killed this boss together and we're on different platforms. Man, y'all just don't understand. That makes me feel great as a gamer. You know what I mean? So everybody's out here. Some people are like, yo, I'm worried about Stadia. I'm
Mm-hmm.
worried about it. It should die. It should die, though. Go ahead and let Stadia disappear. So you're taking away that way to play for all these people, man. We'll get into that later on, man. But of course, I was playing other games, man. Doom Eternal. I put up a video yesterday, 4K 120 desktop setting.
Yes.
Beautiful in my opinion,
Woo!
man. I don't even know how are we able to play Stadia in the cloud like
Mm-hmm.
this, y'all, and
Yep.
play a game like Doom Eternal and complete the mission that I completed yesterday on Stadia. Well, we'll get into that a little bit later. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? There's something to make y'all think. Of course, I've been playing more games, but who cares about that? Let's get back to MM2K.
No, brother. I mean, in reference to the and I can't wait till we have the negative latency talk. A lot of stuff that you've been trying to inform people on. I told people that this was going to be the Project Storm reckoning, but nobody wants to listen to me.
They don't,
Um,
man. It's fine. It's fine.
he
Maybe they'll
said
listen to
it.
me though. Maybe they'll listen to me straight from the
Maybe though,
horse's
yeah,
mouth.
yeah. I,
You
I,
know?
I, I I tend to see that. I tend to see that when you speak, they stop and they're like, okay, now I'm gonna listen to it. See, I sound like the sleazy snake oil salesman. You know what I'm saying? So they want to doubt me, and then when I hit them
Yeah.
with the pat 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 pat, they're
Oh,
like,
I'm
oh,
Mr. Cap. I'm
yeah,
AK 120 Cap Master. You
you
know what I'm
want
saying?
to,
4K
yeah.
120 Cap Master. Like I'm out here telling people that Stadia is running at 4K native, 8K native.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, imagine this, man. We'll get into that too, though.
But you know what shut them up? I know the storm, and it should have, and maybe it. I mean, I know people got agendas, and we already talked about that. But I think
Yeah.
what shut up some of the skeptics who may have heard that noise from people that had agendas is when I told them, I said, look, if y'all don't want to listen to my brother, fine, don't listen to him. Go to me. Go to my stream. Look at my Cyberpunk stream from before. Look at my Cyberpunk stream afterwards. And I saw a good number of people did that, Storm. And when they did that, then they probably proceeded to shut up. They know there's something cooking there. You've been trying, and what this all is trying to help people understand how they can squeeze the best out of their gaming experience. For those that may not be aware, my brother Project Storm has been dropping some of the crispiest videos on YouTube. I'm gonna say it. He's been dropping the crispiest videos on YouTube, and I've always been telling him, look, man, The game is to be sold, not to be told. My brother was like, "Nah, we ain't gonna work. MM2K, we're not gonna roll like that."
We got to help the people that's been coming by and saying, "Thanks, I don't even know, man. I tried this right here, and it is smoother. I can see what you're talking about." Yeah, I know they don't have a reason to lie. They could have said, "Storm, this is not for me. It's not working." Some people have said that, and I understand. But some people can't see the difference between 30 and 60 any damn way. You know what I'm saying? We got those people out there, and I'm like, you all are. I don't want to say the word blind or whatever, but you all might want to learn how to look for FPS, man. And this is not even an insult, but there's really people that are like, there is no difference between 30 and 60. There's no difference between 30 and 120. And there's no difference for sure between 120 and 360. And I'm like, you have it all wrong.
Yeah.
Like the trained eye can see these differences in FPS and feel the difference in the smoothness, right? Yeah. So what I'm saying is, MM, real quick, and then we can move on. But I'm just saying that you notice a difference between 60 to 120 FPS when you're playing Stadia at 8K 120 or a 4K 120 desktop setting, right? I'm not saying that, y'all, right? What I'm saying is everybody, all the PC gamers out there, all the next gen console gamers and every current gen now, all those gamers out there that can feel the difference between 30 and 120 and 60 and 120. I'm talking to you all the people that want to learn about this stuff because you just realized that you have a monitor or display that's capable of doing higher refresh rates. This is for you. This is not for the people that don't care. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that for you all, but you can check it out too, though. Check it out. You might learn something for when you do care.
It's not, when it comes to this tech stuff, which a lot of people may not understand, you got to have the capable hardware. If you Storm, if you got a 720i, not even a P, remember the 720, you got a 720i display, this may not be for you. A 29 hertz 720i JVC.
That want it and can't afford it. We're laughing at the fools who are talking like they don't even care about it. They'll never go up to that level or try it. But so they trash it. But then there's millions and billions of views just on YouTube alone. You can go find videos in the millions of views, right? With millions of views on it, 4K, millions of views, 8K. So these people care about that stuff, man. I'm doing it for them. I don't even know, man. But let's move on. What are we talking about?
We was talking about gaming, but no. Just as because it's important. We don't want the haters to squash this. If you have Stadia. If you have Stadia and you're playing it on the desktop, and you got capable hardware like a 3000 series or Storm said even a 2000 series, there are certain things that you can do to tweak your experience. For one, it's not that I doubted it. I just thought that I was like, man, this ain't going to work for me. You know what I'm saying? And then my brother was like, no, Moss, it'll work for you. And then he showed me, and you can go look at the difference in my videos. You know what I'm saying? Go check out my older videos. Even when I got my 4K capture card, you can see the difference. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and check that out. Check out my brother's channel. The link is in the description below if you want to learn some of these tweaks and stuff that you can do with Stadia. It's a great tool, and it really will make your gameplay look and feel native. Frames per second also helps towards fidelity. You know what I'm saying? It's just not resolution. Resolution is just sharpness. There's textures, there's resolution, and then there's frames per second too, which can help smooth out and make an image look better. So as he's doing this, even though it's not native 120 or native 8K, this stuff is having an impact on the fidelity as long as you have the right tools and the monitors and stuff in order to see it, which we do. So give it a try. Check it out. It won't hurt you. You know what I'm saying? But with that said, anything else you've been playing, Storm?
Yeah, Madden. I jumped on Madden, man. Yeah. Saw some people searching. I was able to get some matches. Got like 5 games back to back on MM2K. Right?
Whoa. No.
Hey, wait a minute. I got it. People are still playing Madden on Stadia. Some people thought that Madden on Stadia would be dead by now, that nobody would be playing. People made fun of me one day. I was streaming, they saw 0 players and 0 online and all that, which that's a glitch that's even on PC. I could show you that footage too. Yep. Show you screenshots that I took from Series X saying 0 players online, right? Yep. Now, of course, we're not saying that Madden has thousands of players.
No.
Not yet. One day, maybe in the future, right? No.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter. All people want to do is just hop in and find a match. Now, keep seeing all these new players, you all, every week. You have to go. If you got Madden Just go in and check out the leaderboard. You don't even have to play the game. You don't have to search for a match. Go check out the top 100 and then check it out every week to see who comes into the top 100 that you haven't seen there before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then check out my rank, which is 88 right now. It was 83 the other day when I played 5 games back to back. I've been down to the 30s, and then I stopped playing the game and went on to other games or whatever, and I dropped back down. So I was like, no, I can't get out of the top 100 now. I got to stay in this top 100. But people are making that hard to do. They're making it harder for me to stay in there. And shout out to Nixby Go Hard, man. He could tell you he's in the top 10. He was ranked 6th the last time I checked the leaderboard. He could tell you at one point he was 2 in the Stadia leaderboard. And I know he's been trying to play the game like every chance he gets, and he's still fighting to try to get to the number 1 spot. So people are playing the game. They're getting word of Stadia, I'm assuming, and the fact that Madden's on the platform in the first place, and they're going out and they're trying to they're playing these games. And then I showed you all MM2K did the number of franchise the number of franchise leagues that was started on Stadia is over 30,000 or something like that.
30,000, yeah. And that was a month ago that we last checked that. So,
I mean, I'm just saying. So I've been playing that I've been playing some other stuff, man, like the Division 2, man. You name PUBG. Can't get that solo chicken dinner today. I will be playing PUBG. I will be streaming that possibly to try to get this solo chicken dinner. I don't want to play duo or squads until I get another solo win under my belt. Now I already have like 50 plus solos on Stadia from launch until now, but I want more though. I have over almost 200 on Xbox.
Yep.
Like 7 to 8 on PC. I haven't really played that much on PC. About maybe 9 or 10 on PlayStation, man. I get these dinners, y'all. And the solo dinners, they're my favorite ones. So that's it.
Well, it's a lot more to me. I want to first and foremost say this. I want to thank you guys and gals so much for your patience. As you noticed that I haven't been able to create content. It's been a crazy week, and hopefully we can put an end to it, to all the craziness by today. I'm hoping to get everything squared away by today. So my content has been light. I'm going to try to squeeze in today. Very doubtful. Going to try to squeeze in today. What do you call it? My first look, for the Patreon people. I mean, not for the Patreon, but for the members. You know what I mean? I'm trying to squeeze that in. But thank you guys so much for your patience. We're just trying to get past this week and go on to the next one. I have been going back to Old Faithful. Old Faithful for me, Storm, has been Madden. Larry, the gamer guy, shout out to him. He's part of, we talked about Club Stadia, the homie Brian. He's part of Brian's league. Definitely check out Brian's too if you're into like a lot of the sports games in the different leagues on Stadia, or just in general. Brian has a great Discord. Now what he's doing is he's moving his server somewhere else. I saw his messages last night. I meant to rap to him and see what was all included in the move. But definitely check him out. Club Stadia. Look for Club Stadia on Twitter, on YouTube. Then hopefully you'll find a link to his Discord. So definitely, and Brian, if you're listening, or if you're listening live, drop it in the chat, or if you're listening video on demand, please drop it in the comment section so people can be part of that, because it was a great league. And Larry the gamer guy whooped my ass, Storm. He beat my ass like he was kneading some dough, bruh. He beat the hell out of me. And made me pack up my stick and my clothes like I was Huckleberry Finn, put my clothes on my stick, and I was walking down the dusty road. And then I said, all right, I'm gonna go back to this man. I've been playing, and I got a couple of trick plays. So I've been doing a lot of traveling. Madden has been my Old Faithful. I want to get back into Cyberpunk. I'm gonna be honest. I gotta tell people the truth. I wasn't digging Cyberpunk at first. I wasn't digging it at first. I was playing the side missions. I thought it was lackluster. But now that I'm getting further and further, and we had our last stream, shout out to the homie Christopher Torres. He helped me out a lot to get past certain parts that I shouldn't have had difficulty with because I wasn't paying attention. But now that I've gotten past those parts, it's opened up a little bit for me now, and I'm enjoying it. So we're going to finish with that. But that's been it, man. That's really been it. And I've been enjoying it so much on Stadia. Such a crazy backlog. We're going to talk about it because I know there's been buzz in the community about, well, Stadia didn't drop so many games and all that other stuff. We'll talk about that when we get to our individual game section. But that's what I've been playing, man. So with that said, let us pay the bills real quick. Today's show is the SML Podcast. That is a show that is hosted by Project Storm and myself. This show airs every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, either on this channel or the Project Storm channel. Please do yourself a huge favor. I had to let the old Milwaukee show somewhere.
Fable, like F-A-B-L-E, man, because people were thinking that you were going back to the green side over there, man. You know what I'm saying?
It had to happen. You know, I was doing too damn good. But do yourself a favor. I'm telling y'all, if you Storm, we can take up a whole show with this, but we can't. It's so amazing knowing that when you normally play on the CCU, the CCU is already a mind-blowing experience with Stadia, right? But now you have the capability, Storm, to play better and have a better experience than the CCU could ever bring you if you play on the desktop. So it's a great thing to behold. And if you want to know how you can possibly partake in this, do yourself a huge favor. Go to my brother Project Storm's channel. That said, this show airs every Saturday either here or on that channel. Make sure you subscribe to both places so you don't miss an episode. Every Sunday, here's 3 shows that you're likely going to get. You're going to get, first and foremost, the Revolutionary Storm. That is the great show. No filter. You know what I'm saying? These brothers give you the raw, uncut about all things gaming, particularly Stadia. That show airs every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, either on Project Storm's channel or the Stadia Revolution's channel. Definitely check those good brothers out. Now, this show is on hiatus, but when it comes back, my brother Storm is going to be doing double duty. He's going to take off the Revolutionary Storm jacket, put on the Y jacket, and that Y stands for Yang Meets Yang of Gaming. That show is aired on Snow Bunny Gaming's channel. Check her out. Subscribe to her. And shout out to all of y'all that are listening to that show in droves on audio. Oh my gosh, the audio numbers are just crazy. But check that out. That airs live on YouTube at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. Snow Bunny Gaming channel. That is Snow Bunny Gaming, Project Storm, Rome Rush. The show again is Yang Meets Yang of Gaming. They talk all things gaming from various perspectives. Then on Wednesdays, and then the first Sunday of every month, not this Sunday, I got my calendar screwed up. Next Sunday, Jack Deslip and I, we have a show called The Numbers Show for Stadia, where the homie Jack Deslip, the Wiz, goes over all of the great Stadia numbers. He actually released an article on StadiaLife.com. Go check out Jack Deslip on Twitter. It's a fantastic article that piggybacks off of our first episode. You definitely do not want to miss any of that stuff. But that show airs the first Sunday of every month at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Wednesday, we do a show, Nothing But Stadia. Stadia 100 in the house. That show is called SSC Podcast. That show is also co-hosted by Project Storm and myself. That show airs every 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this channel. And then we have a show that I know I keep saying it's coming back, but my schedule conflicted this week. We definitely got a great panel lined up for you this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That show is The Commission. That's where the greatest of PNTS Network. You know, as a matter of fact, we got to hit up Rome Rush and Rev and see if what their availability is too. We just gonna do a We're gonna do a slobber knocker.
I was thinking that, man.
Yep, we're gonna do a slobber knocker. We're gonna get everybody together and we're gonna talk all things Stadia. That's the PNTS Lounge show where we talk all things gaming. All right, Storm, I got that out. I think I did okay. Now let's get to these topics, my good brother. But before we do that, let me shout out the chat.
Shout out to chat. Yeah, you know, you see how we think, y'all. You see how we think. We didn't forget about you. We didn't forget about y'all. You know what I'm saying? We got Ron Slusher out here. Y'all, you guys could be anywhere else in the world, like I always say. And I stole it from Jay-Z. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with us. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So, Predator is in the building, man. Romello Thomas Jr. Thanos. Happy Cloud Gamer. In the
Yes,
build, y'all see this right here? Hey, first of all, this is love right here. You know what I'm saying? Happy comes
absolutely,
out, he puts his thoughts out there, we break it down. Happy doesn't get
absolutely,
offended. He doesn't call us names or whatever. He doesn't try to come and sabotage what we do. Happy comes back and joins the conversation. We show Happy love.
absolutely,
That's how we do
absolutely.
things. Unitrix in the building. G Million. G Millie said they should have streamed it in 4K 60. Well, my brother, he's not on my level yet. He's not on my level yet. He's been trying. Don't, hey, I guarantee you right now, I can tell you he's been trying in the lab,
He ain't
scratching his
never
head,
lied.
laying on the floor, trying to like
Yeah,
detangle cords and stuff like that.
yeah.
The brother's been trying. It's not easy to do. Now, if my own bro can't do it,
Shots
G Millie,
fired. I love it.
G Miller, if my own bro can't, he's just getting into the smooth fluidity. So he's 1440p in that right now, which is cool because it looks crispy like 4K, man. And I will
Uh-huh.
watch that all day.
Yep.
Sometimes it makes me scratch my head like, yo, this is almost 4K like MM2K. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What's your secret sauce, man? But anyway, I digress. We'll go to the Nightbot is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Christopher Torres, let's go. Happy Memorial Day weekend, ladies and gents. And man, we forgot all about that, man. So for everybody that's
Yeah.
gonna be out there doing, hey, it's kind of cold out here on the East Coast,
Absolutely. It
man.
is too here
You
too, but
know,
yeah, yeah.
but we're still gonna fire the grills up and everything and do what we do. We're gonna have a good time,
No,
y'all,
we
playing.
do.
And I hope a lot of gaming is in that diet as well. You know,
No, we
we got
do.
Amanor. What's going on with you, Amanor? Stadia, it refuses to die. I think the media needs to throw more negative articles at it. Look, see, that's what we need. We need that. We need that. We need, and we'll get into what hey, this is going to be a great show. I'm telling you, for all the early birds that are here, you all will have a great. This is going to make you think. We're going to do a lot of talking today. That's going to make you think, and you all will get a chance to call in later
Oh my
when MM
God.
drops that. When MM drops that phone line, that number, and everything. Please call in. Somebody call in because there's going to be a lot to talk about, and we want to get your thoughts on it too. Good to see Amanor in the house, man. Jay Smith saying what's good. And then we got Eli is in the house saying Project Storm for the win. For the win,
Yeah,
y'all. Just
for the
like the
win.
graphics cards and everything. You know how we do over here. Um, we got who else? I want to make Marcus G. Knight and Chariot Man Gaming. Y'all better check Chariot Man Gaming
Oh,
out, man. This brother's up and coming fast. Fast and smooth. Hey, Chariot took a hiatus, y'all. Said, you know what? I got to worry about school and work and all this stuff. I'm going to just leave content for a while. Came back with the thunderstorm. Thank you, my brother, for using that storm. Terry's over there laughing now because he knows what I'm talking about, right? Came in, the lightning was like the thunder was crackling, the lightning everywhere. He came back mad. Like, I'm back, fools. Chariot Man game ever since then. He brought out the Stadia universe, said, nah, you know what? I just want to keep it real, keep it all across the board. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to the Chariot Man gaming that got me popping. Went back to Chariot Man gaming. The brother's been on fire, man. Check the boy out. I'm telling you now. He had one of my most legendary streamers and he's doing big things. Hip Hop Gamer was in there watching the Resident Evil stream
that
with
was
us
dope.
a couple weeks ago. It was dope, man. It was dope, man. Just Chariot, keep doing your thing, bro. Damn, I got hype off that one. And that's what he brings that energy to the table, man.
Hmm.
That's what the brother Cherry Man does.
You know what?
So
We're gonna
good to
talk
see
about this.
y'all.
We're gonna talk about this live on air. I'm gonna let you go back, Storm. Because hey, Chariot, we got to wrap. Let us know what your schedule is. We would like to get you on a commission. You know what I'm saying? Get you on. Let's wrap.
Thursday.
Yep. And let's talk. Let's get a hip hop gamer on there too. You know what I'm saying?
Man, let's try to do it. Hip hop is a
Let's
cool
do it.
brother, man. I've
Yeah,
been
he's a
following
cool
that dude
brother.
since PS3 days, early
Absolutely.
PS3.
Absolutely, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. But yeah, no. I'm sorry, Storm. Go ahead, good brother. Continue.
No, that's it, man. I mean,
That's it. Okay.
hey, the chat is here rocking with us, so we're gonna go ahead and give the people, man. We got the people who don't want to be known, and we appreciate all of you. Just sit back, enjoy your drinks, and get your headphones on. Just take them off if MM2K happens to start getting loud and everything. Take your headphones off, cause I don't.
They know they have to, brother.
My bro, hey, but you've been, you know what though, man? I gotta check on you, man.
Uh oh.
I
Uh
really
oh.
had to check on you, bro.
Uh oh.
Cause you have not been you've been kind of mellow and kind of cool. Is anything changing, man? Do I
Nah,
should
you
I
know
be
what?
worried? Should I be
Nah,
worried about my job?
you know what it is, bro. It's a lot of educating having to come. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man.
You know, we got to do a lot of educating because there's some silly stuff out there, right, Storm?
Yeah.
And what my fear always is is that when people with agendas do their silly stuff and it gets too loud, that the unsuspecting gamer, I know I say that ad nauseum, but the unsuspecting gamer may not get what they need because of all the smoke and mirrors. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're trying to find your way to your car in the middle of a ride, and there's smoke grenades everywhere, and you can't find your way. So what I've realized is that I'm not going to keep throwing the grenades with the agenda havers. Let me calm down. Let's let the smoke dissipate, and I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna talk directly to the gamer and give them the facts. So that's what I've been doing in my last 2 videos. My last 2 or 3 videos is that I just been sitting down and just having the rationale conversation with y'all as far as the facts are concerned. We had talks about the Stadia numbers that were put out there by Sensor Tower, the Sensor Tower data. And you know how people was like, oh, Stadia didn't even reach 1 million yet, trying to go off that whoop-de-doo. And then we found out, that ain't the case. Then we heard we heard to talk about exclusives. You know what I'm saying? Why do some of us say that exclusives matter on consoles, but they don't matter on for Stadia? And shout out to Bill from Nerd Nest, man. He laid that out. He laid that out perfectly when the question was posed to him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it all depends on the lens that you want to look at this at. If you're looking for doom and gloom, if you're looking for a way to keep your foot on Stadia's neck, you'll always find it. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking at things from 5,000 feet, the questions answer themselves. Stadia doesn't need exclusives. GFN doesn't need exclusives for it to see the numbers that it sees. There are no are there any GFN exclusives last time I checked? And it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter whether you want to act and simulate consoles or not. The fact of the matter is that the big thing about consoles, opposed to cloud gaming platforms, is that consoles present a need to have a box, to have hardware in your home. In order to sell that hardware, you have to distinguish yourself from other hardware. Most of the money that these platforms make is off of third-party purchases. It's not off of their exclusives. We had to show y'all clips last week, Storm, where Yoshida, when he was running Worldwide Studios, he educated the masses. What did he say? He said, out of every 10 exclusive, we only expect to make money out of 2 or 3, and maybe 1 or 2 will make enough money to cover the costs of everything else. That don't sound like a super lucrative thing, but it's a necessary means to an end. I want you to put my damn box in your house. So when you don't have a box that needs to be put in the house, when you just go to www.I'mAGameOnThisCloud.com, then you don't need that exclusive to sell that box. You just give people access to this real money makers, which is the multiplats and the DLC that come along with it. Shout out to Bill of Nerd Nest that laid that out perfectly, as he always does. But with that said, there's a lot of smoke and stuff going up, and I just wanted to sit there and have the rationale conversation for those that ain't nothing wrong with it though. If people want to have those conversations, great. But for those that are like, hold on, I'm just looking for the legit facts. I'm looking for the legit comparisons. I just wanted to talk calmly to try to like come to the light. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was doing.
I appreciate
you know
it. I appreciate it, man. Because if not, we're getting to our, how we do. 45 minutes to an hour goes by, and we're like, damn.
Yeah, we ain't even hit the topic. Hey, yo, listen.
But it's all good.
I saw my brother Clive and Linden up here, but I can't find. Oh, there he goes. Let's get into it. Yes, my brother's in the house. Let's talk about it, y'all. So the media earlier today, oops, my keyboard almost fell. The media, not earlier today, it was about a while ago. It's for some time, Storm, the media has been hating on Stadia, right? They've been saying untruths like it doesn't work.
What's new? What's new
exactly? But we're now starting to see situations where the media is now correcting itself. Shout out to the homies at the Twit Network, man. Leo and all them, man. Great stuff.
Yeah, and that's This Week in Tech Tech podcast.
Yep, absolutely. Paul Thurrott comes on there. The Thurrott Think Tank and a whole bunch of other great podcasters are all part of the Twit Network. Very great tech tech-based set of podcasts and stuff like that. So this one guy comes on. I don't know if you remember the name of the guy that came on, Storm, but I don't. Guy comes on, and they're talking about Netflix getting into gaming, right?
Yeah.
So the guy, they were like, yeah, Netflix is going to get into gaming. What are they going to do? Are they just going to publish games that carry the same name and moniker of their series? Or are they going to try to do some cloud gaming thing? So a guy comes on, journalist, and he says, well, we've already seen the advent of cloud gaming. I'm paraphrasing here. We've already seen the advent of cloud gaming with Stadia. It doesn't work. And he was trying to run that.
He was saying that none of the cloud streaming services work well when it comes to gaming.
Yep, at all. And he used Stadia as an example.
Lane Thompson, y'all got to check it out. Go over and check him out. It's a quick 7-minute video or something like that. This guy Lane Thompson.
Yep.
He said he basically tried to say that cloud streaming didn't work and that and go ahead, MM, because he got checked.
No, go ahead, brother.
He got checked by this guy Leo. Leo is kind of like the host. He sits in the fancy chair and everything, and they look like well-established analysts and people that just know about business and all that stuff. And the gaming. After watching that episode, I'm not sure how much they really know about gaming as a whole, as a panel. Mm-hmm. And I say that because when Lane came out and tried to say that, was he going by something that he heard on the internet, that he saw on the internet, y'all? We've already dealt with this several times. We know that people, they don't spend time like Clive, myself, MM2K, others out here in this chat and in this community or whatever. They don't spend time holding that controller or with the keyboard and mouse like we do, but they always have something to say about Stadia and cloud gaming as a whole. They always have something to say. But in this particular case right here, Lane didn't. It was kind of like he was like, "Oh, I messed up," because this guy Jason was on the panel with them. Jason and Leo came. Leo was like, "No, who said?" He said that. He said, "Who said that? They're totally playable. They're totally playable, y'all." He said, and Leo added, in fact, he said it was the only way to play. He said the only way to play Cyberpunk. He didn't even mention PC. He said it was the only way to play Cyberpunk. Now, it seems like Leo has done his research. It seems like he's tried the cloud. And you could tell by his perspective that his perspective was different than the other guy, Lane, who's probably never even picked up a controller. It was a good example, MM2K. It was a good example of what we deal with all the time.
Now, the big thing about that is I want to say he has played, but Storm, going off of what you just reiterated, which is true, it's likely he was saying that he played and he never did. Because we get a lot of journalists. I've even had to deal with one. There's one from Mobile Syrup. I forget the guy. Patrick something. O'Rourke, I believe. No, or Patrick, no. Something. I don't know how Stadia landed an interview with these people. Because this guy right here, and he's like the senior editor or something like that, he has a defined hatred towards Stadia, where I posted something earlier this week where I said, look, just as a reminder, because I like to do this when NPD comes out, because the general gaming public likes it. When I put this out there, they're like, oh, I wasn't aware this was going on with Stadia. Let me check it out. But every time NPD comes out, I do calculations of how many of the AAA titles are part of the Stadia catalog that are within a certain period. So this month, I said, look, if you look at a 12-month rolling calendar period from April of last year to April of this year, 60% of the top 10 AAA games are in the Stadia catalog. Over half already. This platform is only 18 months old. So a lot of people like that. I was one of, people like that. And they're like, oh, and they're passing that around, retweeting and all this other stuff. But my homie from Mobile Syrup hops in and he's like, oh, no. Well, that's not impressive to me. And I'm like, well, help me understand then, brother, because the platform is only 18 months old. And on that same token, how many did Switch have 18 months out? Because you already got the numbers. If y'all don't know, I do data analytics. I got the numbers. When Switch released, How many of those AAA titles, or how many titles did Switch have in the top 10 NPD within a 12-month rolling calendar year, 18 months after it was out of the top 10? They only had like maybe 2, so 20%. We're talking about games that people want to play. If you break it down, if you look at the NPD, which regulates, or not regulates, but which measures the amount of sales that are happening in North America, which is the biggest console market, and again, Stadia in a lot of ways mimics the plug and play aspects of a console, so it's appealing to those that are normally console, or people that are normally console gamers, right? But if you look at the Switch, which is the most successful platform at this moment, if you look at the Switch 18 months out, when you measure up all the sales within a rolling calendar period, Switch only had 2 games up there. Switch only had 2 games on the platform that you could play in the top 10. Or Switch had 20%. Stadia had 60%. And Switch had, and those 2 games were exclusive, Storm. They had none of the multiplats that people wanted to play. So again, it's all about connecting gamers to games that they want to play. So again, to break down the numbers, same time period, Switch only had 20% of the games that people wanted to play within a rolling calendar year, within the top 10. And when it comes to multiplats, the same measurement that we were using for Stadia, Switch had none. They had none of the multiplats. Does that mean that the Switch isn't successful? I remember, shout out to my brother, Dirk Griggity, host of We Bleed Green podcast, right? I remember he made a video. It was his most successful video to date. He made a video, Storm, where he said, it's time for us to admit, Switch is a failure.
Yeah, I remember that. Check that out. I checked that out.
My brother got 16,000 views on that video.
Yeah.
And look at the Switch now. So we're talking about not a platform that's young. We're talking about a whole gaming company that's young. 18 months in existence altogether. And they already got 60% of the multiplats, the AAA multiplats that are top selling on NPD. We already showed you per the Sensor Tower data. They're going up 200%. So all the stuff that people are talking about where it doesn't work, and then Leo and them had to check them. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad. And even Twit themselves, I was a little disappointed, Storm, a couple months ago where they had ran a podcast where they were feeding into the negativity about, oh no, John Justice left, so that's the end of Stadia. They were feeding into that, right? And when you listen to this podcast, it sounds like they started to turn it around. They're starting to say, okay, maybe we jumped the gun a little bit. It may not be our favorite way to game, but they're building on something. So we'll just leave it as be as that. That's very important because as you have these news outlets, Storm, and get your thoughts on these news outlets that continue to just deny Stadia, even though they're experts about everything else. Like all you got to do is go to Stadia.com and play Stadia. Why is it, Storm, you think, or whatever your thoughts are on this, why is it that these journalists don't play it? Because he clearly didn't play it enough, or he clearly didn't do the research to come up with that line of reasoning that he got smacked on. Why aren't these journalists doing their due diligence before they hit the mic and say the stuff about Stadia? They wouldn't do it about anything else, so why are they doing it on Stadia?
Well, it's simple. They want Stadia dead. They just really, it comes down to the point where they don't want Stadia around because Stadia works. If Stadia was the laughing stock performance wise, and see, here's the thing that I have to call out. If it hurts your feelings, I apologize, y'all, but I have to, the truth hurts sometimes, man.
Yeah, truth hurts.
xCloud is running like, shall I say, I'm not going to say poop souffle, like my brother would say.
Doo-doo soup.
It's not something to go and boast about right now.
Yeah.
I have to put that out there because here's another juggernaut in this game, Microsoft. Mm-hmm. They've been in the game for a long time, y'all. A long time, man. they're top three in the cloud in the the cloud space or whatever, top
Yep.
three. But xCloud, they don't take that heat because they give Microsoft a pass because that's who they're rooting for.
Yeah. True.
Pass is out here, Game Pass is out here brainwashing the hell out of people. I'm an ultimate subscriber, so they got me too. But I get my money's worth, especially on PC.
Yeah.
And I have a Series X. But what I'm saying is, they really wish that it was xCloud,
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
A lot of these people out here that's doing all that because it seems like Microsoft has everybody eating out of the palm of their hands.
That is
I
true.
mean, you everywhere you look from every angle, Xbox and xCloud and the Series X, the tech is crazy and all this, and it will have games one day. Oh, Bethesda, oh, they brought the games. Oh, the games are coming this year in 2021. We're gonna see, yo, they're going crazy. So Xbox is doing. Shout out to them. They're doing major things. You know what I'm saying? They got my $500. They got my 400. I mean 500 for the Xbox One X, and I've been paying for an Xbox console since they first dropped with the original Xbox. So they're doing something right now. They took the lumps on the chin as well. They took those shots, and they're coming back and they're doing what they need to be doing. But man, how do they get such passes sometimes? I don't know. So this is not about hating on a platform that I own. I mean, devices that I own from that ecosystem. It's about saying, damn, how does Stadia not get the same pass when Stadia's out here showing you all it's running up to 4K? They're talking about tech like negative latency. Keep that in mind, by the way. And the future of Stadia, they're talking about games that could possibly be coming in 2023 already. Like, I don't understand. So, we talk about it, and we still ask the question, why do they do this? We know the answer, but at the same time, you can't help but ask why every single week. We're not the only ones doing it. People in this chat have been asking. Other people out there outside of Stadia who's never touched Stadia, like you saw it on Twitter yesterday. Shout out to whoever it was that dropped a nice tweet that said, yo, I don't have to, it might not be for me.
Exactly.
But basically, you don't have to trash it, and I'm paraphrasing, right?
Yep.
So that's what it really is, man. If xCloud was out here running 4K like Stadia right now,
yeah,
maybe Stadia would be dead. Maybe that might be enough to really put the fork in Stadia and take all of the oxygen out of Google sales. But that didn't happen yet. And Stadia's still out here kicking ass and taking names and still providing games that we could play that's coming to this platform. Games like Far Cry 6, I don't even know why. Chat, if nobody in the chat has talked about Far Cry 6, I'm kicking everybody out. Hold on, let me see. Far Cry 6 looks so damn good, man, that it can't possibly. When it comes out, it better be the Xbox One, base Xbox One equivalent port when it comes to Stadia. That's how good the damn game look. It better not come out running at 60 FPS because remember, Stadia is dying, so they're not supporting it, right? So, oh man, don't even get me started on all that, man. I'm just, there's so many thoughts that race through my mind. I'm the wrong person to have out here sometimes, y'all, to hear. Because I had to keep it brutally honest, man. So for all the people that don't like honesty, I don't know what to tell you, but I have to keep it real, man. I mean, it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous, as Mike Tyson would say, man.
It's ludicrous. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how to say this, Storm.
You know how to say it. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm talking about? That's what I'm talking about. We have to, and after all the beatings that we take with Stadia stands, Stadia fools, and all that stuff, right? Why play on Stadia? We still ask why. We still say things like, I don't know how to say this.
Yeah.
When we clearly know how to say it, man, it's crazy, but we're not them. We're not the haters from the outside that has never tried it. So it's hard for us to fathom sometimes, man.
Yeah, I mean, my problem, Storm, is that because when I say I don't know how to say it, which you're absolutely right, we do know how to say it. There ain't no other way to say it but to say it. That I am trying to be conscientious to those like our good brother Happy Cloud Gamer who has a difference of opinion. I don't want him to think that we're trying to disregard his honest opinion. You know what I'm saying? But there's a difference between someone like HCG who has an honest opinion and those that have an agenda. There are those that have an agenda because they look for nothing but negativity. And they're not boosting it up against facts. The fact of the matter is that this is a 2% business right now. The data, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. This is a 2% business right now, Storm. Stadia doesn't have every single game. The Xbox console has every game, right? But not Stadia. xCloud doesn't have every game. They just give you Game Pass. But if you ask someone like me and millions of likely others, right? What would you rather have? Game Pass on the cloud via the way you can play it right now, or access to the games that Stadia gives you, whether it's through Ubisoft Plus, whether it's through Stadia Pro, or whether it's through just a la carte purchases, day and date Resident Evil, day and date Hitman 3, day and date Outriders, day and date, all these other games that are coming, not Rainbow Six, but day and date Far Cry 6, you know what I'm saying? What would you rather have? A lot of people say, well, look, I don't want to wait in the line and try to buy a console. I don't want to hit check cart on Walmart.com. I'd rather just go to Stadia.com, play with my PlayStation 4 controller, and enjoy gaming that way. So yeah, I want the closest thing that I can get from that plug and play experience, not only with what it's offering as far as games, but how it performs. And you get the best of both worlds the best way with Stadia right now. So I think people just got to look at it through the proper lens. This is a 2% business. None of the cloud platforms have everything that everybody wants. GF Now has a whole bunch of games. But again, the stability of those games come into question. People complain about losing saves, the stream quality, so forth and so forth, right? Then you got, who else? Then you got Amazon Luna out there. Yeah, you can tweak things to 4K, but the data isn't there yet. And there's just so many things. So none of them have everything that we want, but it's okay because they're building right now. They are not the PlayStations and the Xbox consoles that have been around for decades. They're new. So let them build, enjoy them while they're building, and let's focus on the things that they're doing right as well as the things that they can improve on. I just don't see a balance of that when it comes to Stadia. I think this interview highlighted that, and what I'm glad to see, Storm, is I'm glad to see the media themselves like, no. We get it. We may have participated in some of this hogwash, but we're not going to participate in it no further. Stadia works. It's really the only place you can play Cyberpunk 2077. So, it's probably the first-person shooter experience. No. The latency is good, and it's only going to get better. Stop that trash. I'm glad to see that, Storm, and it was enlightening.
And speaking of that, this guy Mike that was on that panel from that Twit panel, man, he even said latency will go down in the future or whatever. He even said that.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
So it seems like some of them were like, oh, buddy, don't cap. Don't make us look crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what you're talking about before you come to the party.
Exactly.
It seems like the guy Lane didn't do his research beforehand. So, you know what I mean? Thanks, babe. Wife just brought me some food, man. So, but yeah, it seemed like he didn't do his research.
Yeah, I don't think he did, bro.
But we got some super chats up in there and everything.
Super chats up in here. Shout out to the homie Still Exec. He says, continue holding that Stadia flag high. One love. Shout out to you, my brother. G Million in the house. He says, the Far Cry 6 visuals don't look that good. Oh, man. I
don't know if you saw the same video I saw. A 4K one?
Ooh. Man, I don't know, G Million.
The character models at first, I was like, okay, the character models could be good. You picked the female character, man. I think she's a protagonist, man. For me, all right, there's something about like she looks believable, and I like that. Now the art style looks a little cartoony, but man, there's some nice visual effects going on. You got to watch it in 4K because I thought the same thing at first, and I saw some people saying that, like, I'm gonna skip this one after seeing the trailer. But they took a different approach, like they're trying to breathe fresh air into the game, and I love it. And the graphics are dope. Amongst the best graphics I've seen this generation.
Absolutely.
So you might want to go back and check it out again, man, and just look at the environments and everything, man. It was, to me, now G Millie, that's his opinion, but to me, I can't wait to see it. I just can't wait to see it, man, because it looked very impressive. Now I don't know if I'm going crazy or whatever, but it looked like some nice visuals that was going on up in that trailer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Trust me.
agree.
You know, I would tell you if it was suspect.
Yep. I think it looked good. I think it looked
It
good.
just wasn't aiming for the realistic
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
appeal. It's
It
more
wasn't super
cartoony
real.
and
Yeah,
it's not taking itself too serious right now.
or like a flashier type of, like, I'm gonna say this, Storm. Can I say this? And you're probably gonna think I'm crazy. You're probably gonna kick me off my own channel.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn looked great as well.
Cartoony as well. Cartoony as
Exactly.
well.
That's what. Yeah. Thank you.
But Moss, mind blowing.
Mind blowing though. Mind blowing. It
I mean,
wasn't super
I
realistic
more
like an
about that.
Uncharted or what do you call that? Like a Last of Us Storm, but
Yeah,
it still
you're
looked
right.
great. And I think that Far Cry 6 was in that same vein. You know what I'm saying? That's my feelings.
You just summed it up perfectly, man. That's exactly what I'm saying, man. Even a game like Borderlands, I jumped on that yesterday on PC.
Yeah.
The badass setting. That's the setting above Ultra and all that. Badass, right? You're talking about just beautiful colors popping, everything cell shaded,
Wow.
just the best looking graphics. So it's the different art style. But I see what G Millie was saying. I see
get
what
it.
he's saying, because to
I
some
get it.
people they miss that world that they used to in Far Cry 4 or maybe even in 5. You know what I mean? So I get where he's coming from.
And I did look at the character. I'm with him. I looked at the character models at first, and I'm like, ooh.
I know.
You know, I'm like, ooh.
You went backwards a little bit, right? You went back a generation, huh? But then I
Yeah,
looked,
exactly. Yeah.
but I immediately got connected to the character models, man. Like I
Yeah.
immediately got connected to the female character and all that, who I think looks good. You know, some people look at video characters, game characters, whatever, right? We keep it real, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Damn, she's pretty," and Aloy has a fat face right now, and all this stuff. Like people are looking at
Yeah.
these characters because
They
they see
are.
these games, they compare them to real life. So I was looking at the chick like, yo, that's a pretty Mexican character right there. Like they got a nice one. She
Yeah.
looks better than Aloy, but these are video games, and you know what I'm saying? But so I think she's gonna play a major role in this game. I hope she becomes a character that could stick around, to tell you the truth, because she's different than Aloy, is what I'll say. You know what I mean? And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. Just like on The Last of Us 2 that you brought up. What's the girl's name, man? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Not Ellie,
Oh man.
the muscle with the
Yeah,
muscles and everything. The
muscle bound man.
definition.
Put your face in the
Damn, what's her
sand.
name? I beat the game, y'all.
Yeah,
What the hell is
damn,
her
I
name,
forgot.
man?
Golly.
What's her name, bro?
Yeah, we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Somebody will put it in the chat in a minute, and I'd be like, yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's a video game. It's a video
Exactly.
game. It doesn't take
But no,
away from the game. Last of Us 2 is one of the best games I've ever played. It's a 10 in my book. Classic. Top 5. Dope.
Great stuff. We got this strange guy, this weirdo guy. Now, my brother Project Storm in the house with the $20 super chat. He says it's easy to hold the flag high when Stadia is out here making moves. It's ludicrous. Absolutely.
All right, check it out. Now, the reason I do, y'all know what I do, man. If people drop that super chat, you know we do giveaways and stuff. So I put some of my bread out there as well, y'all. I add to what you all are putting out there, and that's just how we do it. So that we can come out with a Wasabi controller one day, or whatever we want, a Google TV or something that MM2K will be responsible for copping, because I'm too lazy to go to the store. I play video games. I don't go to the store. You see, my wife just brought my food, man. I love her. She's cool sometimes, and other times she's not. You know what I'm saying? She lets me do my thing all day long if I want to, with no complaints, y'all. That is what it is.
It's the life of a hubby. No, man, that Google TV, I'm telling y'all, man, Google TV with Stadia side-loaded on it is fantastic. And I saw a tweet, shout out to the brother Brian Chappelle, where he was doing a spotlight of Amazon being natively playable on a Fire TV device. A device that had Fire TV embedded into it, right? And then we were like, and then no. Somebody else commented and said, "Oh well, I have a TV that has Google or Android TV embedded into it, and I put Stadia on there." And they were going back and forth asking how it was done. And I know there were concerns about it not being a complicated process. No, I got a video out, as a matter of fact. I forgot I had a video out. I have a video out showing you how to put sideload Google TV I mean, or sideload Stadia on Google TV.
Yeah, you
It takes
did.
about 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So it's great stuff, man, and it's awesome. And when Google TV natively supports Stadia, it's going to be even better. For those of y'all that have sideloaded already, think about it being even better than the experience that it is now. It's unbelievable. Shout out to Aminar in the chat with his hating behind. He got the $10 sticker with the KO. He got one $10 sticker with the KO, and he got another $10 sticker with the wreck. Shout out to him, man. And right under it, shout out to the brother Stadia Rev. He says, man, they are doing big things. Absolutely. They're doing
Big things, man. Abby is her name, y'all.
Abby,
I love
yes.
Abby. Hey, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I loved Abby. Abby was military or whatever, and she was getting them push-ups and everything. And it's so crazy that people can be so damn crazy, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about a female character who happens to be. I'm just gonna say it on the show, y'all. We live in a real world. This is not a damn squirrel world. This is a real world, right? Ellie is lesbian or whatever, and so was
Abby.
Dina. Dina, was it Dina? Dina, her and Dina, right? Then Abby,
Yeah.
who I like, by the way, I liked her as a character because she kicked ass and took names and everything, and she had the muscles that could knock somebody out, that could catch me with a right hook to the chin and probably like make me think about what I'm doing in the ring with her. So it's kind of like that. And then by the end, I'm not gonna say any spoilers, y'all, but man, y'all better check The Last of Us out. If you have a PS5 or a PS4 and you haven't played The Last of Us 2, I'm pulling your cool card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can that game right there, and now it's running at 60 FPS? I'm hearing y'all. I don't care where you are as a gamer, Xbox, PlayStation, Stadia, GeForce Now, Luna, Shadow, whatever, right? You got to recognize the greatness, and that's one of those games, y'all. I mean, it feels good to be able to play anywhere. I'll tell you that much. To be able to play anywhere I want, it feels really good. I'm not shackled to one brand, one platform, y'all, and I don't think they want us to be.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that said, interesting stuff. Good way that was just to really like kick off the show. That wasn't really.
Oh man, here you go. Here you go. Here you go, man. That was an excellent. Hey, that was a lot of good news that we dropped, man. I think we put some good thoughts into that one, but man, let's really kick it off now.
Let's kick it off now. So let me do this.
A little something cars that be bumping.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I was
listening. Rev don't know about that. Rev don't know about that one. Nah, Rev don't know about that, y'all.
Some LL and some EPMD earlier today. Oh man. Let me see here. Okay, let's flip it this way, my good friends, and hopefully this doesn't go left. Let me show you something. Not right? Yeah, that's. Oh my God. Well, no, it was right. Is that right?
Yeah, and G Millie corrected me. Dina was by. You're absolutely right, man.
Okay.
You're absolutely right.
Let me fix this a little bit, y'all. Okay, that it is right, but something weird is going on here with this. Let me fix this. Y'all can see the tweet. As a matter of fact, I don't think that's the tweet we're going to be on right now, though. But okay, now we fixed that. I hit the wrong thing.
Oh,
full-fledged good. No. This was it. I'm sorry, y'all. So here goes a tweet from your boy MM2K that I sent out earlier this week, and I said, I think we hammered this point home enough. About, or for the people in the back, I don't know where the hell about came from. Google is very much committed to Stadia. It will have a significant presence, and it's soon to open NYC Google Store Storm. So let's talk about it. This is an excerpt from our good friends at 9 to 5 Google. Shout out to them. They say, it says, their plans to build a formal Google Store retail location in New York City. We were able to offer a sneak peek at the storefront, which seems closer opening than some may have expected. Inside, you can very clearly see that Google is putting an emphasis on selling Stadia, both in the literal sense of having hardware on the shelf available to be bought, but also selling people on the magic of Stadia. Out front, the window shoppers, one of the displays shows the clearly white and wasabi Stadia controllers. In the back of the store, you can see a dedicated Stadia. Now check this out. In the back, you can see a dedicated Stadia demo area complete with a chair and a television behind a glass door that says "Step inside. The world of gaming awaits." Meanwhile, amidst a row of Pixel phones available to the demo, one phone is clearly equipped with a Stadia controller held on by the claw mount from power support. This strongly suggests that the NYC Google Store will stock third-party accessories for Stadia players. Storm.
What's up, bro?
What is it? Is this a Stadia funeral? They're like, they're holding a funeral for
Um,
Stadia. What's going on here?
Eminar he wouldn't like this one right here. So I got to be careful about how I'm saying it, man. And I'm laughing at Rev too. Rev's his comeback or whatever. But listen, we talked about this, man. Me, you, Rev, other people in this community and everything. You know what I mean? Just we talked about it already. We knew that one day we would see. It just makes so much sense for us to see Stadia in a retail store in some form. Now, Did I imagine Google coming with their own store? I don't know if I said anything like that. But man, what does this do? What does this mean for the brand? What does this mean for the platform? You know what I mean? 75 to 95% of us, I'm assuming, I could bet, has walked into a store, Best Buy. Shout out to Best Buy, and all that John Scar. And I used to work for Best Buy myself back when Netflix was first being pushed. When I was passing out red cards that says, "Hey, try Netflix or whatever," you don't have to worry about anything. It was cool, right? Yeah. So, walking to a GameStop or whatever store, grabbing a controller to sample a game on that particular console, it did numbers for me, man, as a gamer. And you can see the joy and enthusiasm in the eyes of other gamers who was right to my right-hand side. Yep. So this right here, being able to get hands-on, we've always talked about it, y'all. To finally be able to get hands-on with Stadia. But it goes beyond Stadia because I don't have the whole entire Google ecosystem. I'm mad at Rev. This is why I keep throwing shots at Rev every week. Every week, I got to throw a shot at Rev, man. That's my bro.
That's my bro.
But Rev it appears he has almost everything in the damn ecosystem. I don't know what Rev is missing. Mm-hmm. I mean, he has things I didn't even know that Google made. So that's going to make me want to say, okay, now I have Stadia. What is this Nest really about, man? What is this Nest Wi-Fi and all this stuff? What is it really about? To be able to walk into that type of store, you go in aiming to buy a HDMI cable, and then you come out with an HDMI cable and an extra controller. And then you come out with a drink in your other hand or whatever the case is, man. You always, so it just means a whole lot to be able to let people finally try this thing, man. And then you have it on a phone. People can then think they could, in their brain is going to pop up like, yo, I could play this on my phone too. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And for everybody that visits this store, they could tell family members and friends and co-workers about this new Google store. You got to check it out. Yo, they have this thing Stadia in there and it's amazing. And this is what they've been talking. I heard about it. I saw the advertisement about it on YouTube or whatever and on other places like the Google Play and all this stuff, right? But I tried it and it's pretty cool. Maybe I'll get one for the kids. Maybe I'll get one for myself so that I can play when we go to Nana's house and all that. This is what it does to people. I think it's just a hell of a move, man. And any new product that's going to be coming in the future that could be Stadia equipped and Stadia compatible and all that stuff, man, they could just send that right to the store for people to check out first. It's amazing, man.
You know what? This is, again, sometimes we can stop all the yelling and shouting and all the other stuff and just speak right into the microphone with the facts. I'm telling you, as somebody, I've been doing YouTube since late 2017. All right. So I get where a lot of people may pick up a mic, plug it in, power it on, and say a lot of things that are on their chests that may not be backed up by fact. Been dealing with it for the last 3 years. And if you combine that with my work experience, 25 plus years dealing with Fortune 500 stuff, you name it, building clientele, lawsuits, all the big major stuff. I'm in the boardrooms when they're looking at companies like Google and Amazon, and they're saying, okay, these guys are seeing these rates of growth, and this is part of their culture. We're going to try to embed some of this in our culture. I've been part of all that, right? I'm here to tell you, I can't shake a crystal ball and tell you how successful this will be years from now. But you don't do this stuff. You don't do this stuff to kill something off. It just doesn't. It for those that don't know how the market works, this leaves such a sour taste in the mouth of your investors. And if you're a Fortune 500 company, you make a product that is desired by consumers, but that's not the end of it. You do that because you want investors to see that, hey, I got consumers hook, line, and sinker. Yes, put your dollar into me. The consumer is not the end state. The end state is the investor. So you don't sit there, create a store, do all this, invest in all this, invest further, create new deals and all this, only to close the thing out for a year. It doesn't make sense. Now, people may say, well, why did you do that? Why did you build a studio and do that? Well, when you can clearly see that, hey, we thought we could build this studio and the things would go this way, but then we got all this data and these polls from the actual consumer that says we need to go another way, then that's different. But you don't just do all this stuff on the fly only to close things down in a year. So to me, this says to me that Stadia definitely is in it for a long-term haul. I don't even know why I have to say that. I shouldn't even be entertaining that. But it also doubles down on what we've told y'all exclusively not too long ago. Exclusively, I believe it was either on this show or SSC Podcast Storm, where we let the people know that off of very good authority, we got word that Alphabet, the company, the parent company of not only Stadia, but Google, Alphabet has prioritized Stadia. They've bumped it up in priority.
Man.
And you're just seeing the fruits of that. So what I would do is I wouldn't concentrate. I mean, if you want to listen to the smoke and mirrors for entertainment purposes, fine. I tease my wife all the time for watching the Kardashians. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be watching something educational instead of watching this crazy-ish, but whatever. But that's what she likes to do. That's how she likes to blow off steam. So if you want to go listen to people ranting and raving about their emotions that's not backed up by fact or precedent, that's fine. Whatever you want to do. If you like it, I love it. But what I'm saying is, don't get yourselves lost too much and lose too much energy to it. What y'all should be doing, which I'm doing, if y'all notice me on Twitter, is while they got this bump in priority, open your mouths even more and let Stadia know what you want. You know what I'm saying? The games that you want to see. That's why I put that poll out there. Well, not a poll, but I put that thing out there about Dying Light too. Like, I'm getting this day one. Now, I would prefer to get it on Stadia day one if it's available on, but regardless, I'm getting this day one. How many of y'all would like to see this on Stadia? See, that's the productive stuff, Storm. And maybe you can speak to maybe more examples of things that they could do. That's the productive stuff that I think will benefit us as Stadia enthusiasts more than getting into the muck and wondering if the thing is still going to be alive. What are your thoughts? What are some of the things you think we could do to help promote the things we want?
Continue advertising the product and they have so many different means to be able to do that, right? And just promote it, right? Like they're doing right now. They're doing that. They're doing a better job. I see Stadia all over the damn place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For people that start, once you search Stadia, you begin to see it. So for all the people that are like, I don't see anything Stadia, you know what I mean? Have you tried to research to see what Stadia is about? Have you tried to see what games are on the platform? Because once you do, I guarantee you it's going to start popping up somewhere. But here's the deal. I want to go back a little bit to what you were kind of saying, right? Stadia, I want you all to imagine something, right? Let's hop into the hot tub, time machine, whatever, and, just imagine. Put your mask on. Put your mask on if you want to. You know what I mean? Yep. And just imagine Google Stadia shutting the doors. I really want y'all to think about this right now. Imagine Stadia closing the doors when Netflix is on the horizon. They're thinking of a way to get into this thing. Amazon is already here. Microsoft is already here. PlayStation is ramping up. GeForce Now is here. They're adding so many games and ramping up. Hold on. Now, I really want people, and I'm trying not to laugh about it. I really want people, the naysayers and the haters, man, to imagine Stadia saying, yep, we had the best tech in the game. Now's the time to exit out because Microsoft and all of our competitors are in the game and they're making big moves, like getting ready to upgrade to the Series X blades and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
I really want people to imagine that. And see, this is why I'm so confident. I'm always 1,000% confident that I'll be playing Stadia. And I'm confident. I don't know. I'm not telling you all to think like me, right? But I'm confident that I'll be playing Stadia in 2023 and beyond.
Yep.
I mean, because so many things are lining up, and we got a few things to share with y'all. We still got things to share with y'all before the phone lines open up a little bit later. So, man, we got to move on, man. But to try to imagine that, though, imagine Google saying, "Yeah, we're gonna pull out of this about this." PlayStation and me and Red will be covering this tomorrow. So check me out. Me and Red out. It's gonna be on. I think it's on my channel tomorrow. Yes, it's on my channel. So check us out. Subscribe to Stadia Revolution if you haven't already. The show is gonna be happening at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. So check this out.
Do us a huge favor, and I'm gonna add you. I gotta add you to the channel, good brother. That's my bad. Drop the link to your channel in here so people know where to go. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Storm.
No, I was just saying. So check us out because we're gonna be going into detail about something that just came from the Sony side of things and PS Now and all that stuff and other places, right? Mm-hmm. But these companies are beginning to turn it up. You're hearing about the DRM issue over on the Xbox side of things. But some people are trying to give that a pass and sweep that under the rug. You know how they do. I love Xbox, y'all, but I don't cap for it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, hey, let's go into that, man. Hey, special episode right now, MM2K. Let's get into a little bit of that, man. I want to get your thoughts on the DRM thing, right? Only because some people were saying, what happens when they shut Stadia down or the internet goes out and you can't play your game?
Hey, bro.
Hold on, bro. Hold up, bro. Hold up. Let me turn up. Let me turn up a little bit.
Get in that bag.
What?
Get in the bag.
What's about to happen to you, Storm? You spending all this money on these games. But what happens when your internet goes out, Storm? At least with my console, I could play offline. All the games I bought. And I'm up here, me and MM scratching our head and saying, hold money, wait a minute. Remember the DRM thing they tried to get y'all on, and now that's resurfacing and all that stuff right now. I don't want to go too deep into it, but I had to put it out there for the thinkers. You're telling me that I shouldn't play in the cloud because I won't have access to all my games one day, potentially? Mm-hmm. Man, y'all better get up out of here. But go ahead now, man. What's your thoughts on that real quick?
Well, the problem is, Storm, is that I saw somebody out there, right, big time capping against Stadia. Yeah, the government internet infrastructure within the continental United States is below the medium level of this, that. And I said, man, if you don't take your janky ass out here and shut up. This was months ago. Meanwhile, and this is what it was. So the argument they were trying to make, Storm, was that there's not enough good internet for Stadia to matter, even though when you look at the top 20 games in the world, what are they all dependent upon? Internet. Fortnite, Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Like all these games that are that are at the top of the world are all internet-based games, right? So you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so what they say, 46% of the continental United States don't have great internet. That ain't stopping Fortnite. That ain't stopping Netflix. So we need to kill that noise. But the same person, I ain't gonna name any names. I ain't gonna do that to them. The same person that was saying that to me months ago, when this, because they're an Xbox fan, when this DRM issue came up with Xbox, they were like, what are you doing playing video games if you ain't got decent internet? Now I looked at that, Storm. I could have lambasted them. You know how I do. I could have went and took a snippet of what they said earlier. I just left it alone. I said, sometimes it's just good to let people stay in their sunken state of mind.
That's true.
You know what I mean? But the thing is, yeah, in short, people are going to caveat when you have an agenda, and that's what we try to eliminate here is get rid of your agendas. You ain't got to agree with me and Storm on what we feel is going to be the future success of Stadia. You ain't got to be enthused as us, but just put your agendas aside and look at it case by case, right? If you got an agenda, you'll make an argument for anything. How can you, with the same two lips, say there ain't enough internet for cloud gaming to work or be succeeding in continental United States, and then flip around and say, for your box of choice, if you ain't got good internet, what the hell are you doing gaming anyway?
You from the South, bro?
Hey, yo, that's how
I'm from the South, man.
You from the South?
You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Florida, bro. But let me say this though, that's pretty damn good. That was pretty damn. I appreciate that, man. That's a good accent you got, being from a for
a Yankee.
You know what I mean?
For a Yankee, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, yo, man. Hey, look, this stuff is fun, y'all. I'm telling you, you start laughing at it, y'all. Like, you don't let it. Hey, don't turn it into doom and gloom. You know, I've learned to have I crack up. Yeah. The haters come out, I crack up. You know what I'm saying? They try to make me look stupid. I end up reversing that, putting the shoe back on them and everything. And it's fun, y'all. I'm not going to lie. So that's what I encourage you all to do. You know what I mean? Hit them with research. Hit them with that gameplay. Because I put the challenge out there. It's 2021. It's May 28th, 29th. What's today's date, man? 29th? May 2021. I still haven't had a single player take on that xCloud challenge, man.
Bruh,
I put out last year. All I was trying to do was say, hey, we're here. Stadia is here right now. Here's some of our performance. How does xCloud look? Now, some people have been dropping some videos that are pretty cool, but I put mine up there in 4K and all that stuff. So I'm just saying, y'all, just having a little bit of fun. But remember, I think it's a good time to go back to the tech, man. You know, we got to go back to the tech because some people care about this tech.
Absolutely.
So if you could you go ahead and pull that thing up?
Yes, sir.
that many people may be aware and may not be aware of, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do a little. I'm gonna have a conversation with the people, and then we'll open up the phone lines or whatever. You know what I mean?
And yeah, as a matter of fact, for those of you that are tuning in, that are waiting for the phone lines, after we get past this segment, we're definitely going to get into the phone lines. So be patient with us. Storm, I'm gonna put up the gist of the article. I gotta run real quick, but this was perfect timing. I'll be right back in like 2 minutes. So break this down to people. This is the negative latency. This ain't just a phrase that my brother made up. So I'm gonna put it up. You
don't mind taking 10 minutes, so go ahead, take your time, man. So here it is, y'all. Here it is. You know, so I've been doing these episodes called Negative Latency, and this is not a shameless plug or anything like that, y'all. We hype our channels up all the time. It's nothing new. So negative latency. I wish I had control so I could scroll down as I read, but look, I'm just gonna read it for you all, and go and check this out. It's on WCCF Tech on the website or whatever, WCCFtech.com, and it was written by Alessio Palumbo, if I'm saying the first name correct, right? Now, hey, sometimes we always say, me, MM2K, Rev, Bibbity Bop, Brian from Club Stadia, Bill and Lloyd, so many other people out here, man. Ray Sherrod. I could keep going on from different sides of this community, y'all, from different angles we've been saying it. The proof is out there. The truth is out there. Bars. All right, so let's jump into it. Google Stadia may eventually become more responsive than local machines thanks to negative latency. Now, as you all can see, this was dated October 2019. Stadia launched November 2019, right? Okay, so we got that part out of the way. This was before Stadia even dropped. They told us this. Remember how I keep going on air and I keep saying, yo, they told us so. That's why I believe what Stadia is doing, because they told us. But Storm, they also told you about SG&E. They was going to be bringing 1,000-player battle royale, thousands of players and all that stuff. Yep, I was one of those people that went out there and said all that, right? But things change. You've also heard me say exclusivity and all that stuff really doesn't matter as much to me these days, because I'd rather the game be played cross-play wise on every platform versus being locked behind one side. But I get why companies need to have exclusivity and all that. I do understand all that, y'all. I'm smarter than that. I'm a smart dude. All right. So here we go. It says here, Google Stadia is about to launch. Though we don't know the exact date yet, the cloud-based streaming platform for games is set to debut at some point in November. There's anticipation to see how latency will fare in a non-controlled environment, all right, such as on through 4G and, you know, wherever. With many still doubtful that Stadia can deliver a responsive experience, particularly, I always mess this up, particularly for fast-paced games, right? Now, it goes on to say, however, speaking to Edge Magazine, Madge Bakar, I like to say Maj, man, but I always get this mix. Hey, potato, Maj Bakar, VP and head of engineering for Google Stadia, boldly stated the goal is to actually use something called negative latency. So if you see my episodes called negative latency, this is where it's coming from. If you've seen any of those videos like the ones I dropped yesterday or whatever, for example, it really does feel like there's no latency. And I've been telling people this, but people accuse you of capping for different reasons at different times. So, we had to go ahead and slap them with some proof like I'm trying to do right now. So says in order to eventually make games feel more responsive and possible on local machines such as PCs and game consoles, right? I think I might have read that wrong. In order to eventually make games feel more responsive than possible on local machines such as PCs and game consoles. So Stadia's goal is to give you gaming that you never even experienced before in your life. Like this right here is a new form of gaming, which is why it gets the majority of my playtime, y'all. Yes, even over my PC with the RTX 3080, which just so happens to help Stadia out performance-wise. Why? It's because it's in the cloud and because it's on the in the browser, hardware acceleration, and all these cool things that I keep preaching about that people seem to not care about as much as I would like them to, right? This is how things are happening, like the smooth, fluid gameplay that I keep talking about, y'all, especially when you set your desktop to 120 hertz, for example. That's just one example. I'm just trying to help people. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do. Trying to get you to try something that could make your game experience better. Now, it says ultimately, we think in a year, here's the biggest piece right here. Ultimately, we think in a year or two, we'll have games that are running faster and feel more responsive in the cloud than they do locally, regardless of how powerful the local machine is. Now, I'm going to read this 2 more times because people keep thinking I'm crazy out here when I'm saying things. And Bibbidi Bop's like, yo, and Brian from Club Stadia just put on Twitter this morning. Brian said, yo, he made a video, my bad. He made a video that I watched this morning, and he dropped a tweet about Horizon Zero Dawn on PC this morning or whatever, right? But in Brian's video, check that out over on Club Stadia. Brian said something along the lines of, I hopped on Destiny 2, and man, it seems like they've been doing something behind the scenes. I'm just paraphrasing, y'all. I've heard this thousands of times already in Stadia's short life cycle. Why am I hearing this so much? Why is people like me, Chase, Eddie, 6'4", MM2K, Bibbidi Bop, so many players, man. So many players out here are saying this. And Stadia's out here telling us that they're always tweaking. They're tweaking behind the scenes or whatever. And when they make these tweaks and stuff, they're not going to come out and really let you know. Mm-hmm. We could tell when something is new and different. Yeah. We could tell because we game on the platform so heavily that we could tell. So here it is. Let me go ahead and continue. So right here, I'm on the part where it says, ultimately, we think in a year or two, we'll have games that are running faster and feel more responsive in the cloud than they do locally, regardless of how powerful the local machine is. Now, how the hell is this possible, y'all? Yeah. Remember when a guy named Project Storm brought this up after AMD announced the 6000 series cards, and the lady got on stage and said, consoles, PC, and beyond.
Wow.
And beyond, she said. So I pay attention to all this stuff. So please don't come at my neck when I'm just calling out what I'm doing the research and I'm playing the games, right? So check it out. Mm-hmm. Could it already be that we're experiencing MM2K, me, you, and Bibbidi Bop and others and Brian and everybody? Are we already experiencing some tweaks and performance upgrades and stuff like that behind the scene? Because if I'm Stadia, there's no way in hell I'm going to let Series X come out here when I came out first to do 4K 60 and all that. No way I'm not going to be thinking upgrade. They told us that they're upgrading, by the way. They said we are already upgrading. They're already in the process of upgrading Stadia. We know this. You know how I know? It's because they said it. They said it. Negative latency, a year. It says a year or two, not 5 to 10 years. People are thinking this tech won't evolve until 5 to 10, 15 years, man. Ultimately, we think in a year or two, we'll have games that are running faster and feel more responsive. This is my last time saying it, I promise, in the cloud than they do locally. I just want people, I want this to stick, regardless of how powerful the local machine is. All right, so then it says right here underneath that, real quick, and I'll turn it over to you, MM. Our platform and infrastructure allows for techniques, and this is important too for the haters, man, that can't understand what makes Stadia so better. Why you keep hyping it up, Project Storm and MM2K and Bibbidi Bop and everybody else? Stop capping. Our platform and infrastructure allows for techniques that create additional time buffers. We can generate frames in less time than it takes consoles or PCs.
Wow.
And our machine learning experience that MM2K keeps talking about. Boy, he loves some machine learning. And what's her name? That was going to be responsible for that.
My homegirl, Aaron Hoffman John.
Your homegirl, Aaron Hoffman John, who knows what this is all about, said, all right, so it says, we have built models to help with the prediction and generation of content faster. This counteracts the impact of network distribution time. So damn, when me and MM2K be out here praising and parading and celebrating and saying, damn, y'all need to check this out. You got to try this stuff, y'all. You got to play Stadia this way and that way and just get on it and play it in general. This is why, because we can't believe what we're seeing. We can't believe what we're feeling. Now, MM, if I'm saying something out of context, man, let me know.
No, brother. I was listening while I had to take care of something, and you hit it right. The head. You hit the nail right on the head. Because we were talking about this before we went live. Like, we use phrases and stuff. We assume sometimes that you all on the other side of the mic like to hop in and do the research like we do, and sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. That's understandable. That's fine. And so when you hear us say things, a question mark might pop up, like, where'd that come from?
Like Metal Gear.
Yeah, and then you'll get some people, Storm, that'll say, "Oh, they just pulled that out of their rear end. They just pulled that." You know what I'm saying?
Man, these are Stadia fans, man. Stadia stands.
Exactly, and then we got to go back to the record books. You know what I'm saying? We got to go back and show y'all, like, no, this is look. I talked about my lineage. My brother has a lineage as well, and that's why we connected the way that we did. Everything that we pivot off is a fact. So when you see the negative latency and all this other stuff, the things that he's trying to tell you about the experience, well, some of the experience that you can tweak and get right now, along with the experience to expect down the road. And every time he says something down the road, down the road, I expect this, down the road, I expect that. And for every single time, pop, it comes to fruition. You know you in good hands.
Now check it out, MM. If you believe in FPS boost, like on the Series X, for example, if you believe in the fast SSD storage and technology on the PlayStation 5, why wouldn't you believe in Stadia when it's doing something more magical than what the hell we've ever seen in our lives?
Bruh.
Hey man, hold on. We've never seen anything like it, y'all. Why would you? It's like saying, I don't believe in UFOs, man. Yeah. When you see one, are you still going to say the same thing? Like if you see one for sure. So here's the deal, man. I know if I see one, I'm gonna be like, yep, I always thought it could be possible because the universe is so vast and everything. It could be possible. Damn, there's Earth-like planets out there. Scientists have said this. This is how I think. So if you could dig me how I think and you could rock with me, subscribe to the channel and do all that stuff, man, because there's going to be a whole lot of this going on. Now, check this out. And definitely subscribe to my brother's channel. But, underneath that, no, they didn't throw something about AV1 codec in here. Woo! And Junior Thanos in the chat. Junior Thanos right here said, I read on 9to5 Google that Chrome browser is 23% faster. That could help with people playing Stadia in the browser.
Well, first and foremost.
Junior, now, see, you're going to be accused of capping like us, man. Be careful, Junior. So here's the deal. Now, it goes back to machine learning. It says machine learning is involved in with AI algorithm. I didn't even really want to read all this, but I have to. Likely some predictions on what will happen next in the game in order to reduce latency. On paper, the concept is not too dissimilar from GGPO, which, by the way, just went open source, is now available through MIT license, right? Boom. But right here, y'all, it says, when it comes to decoding, some have been wondering whether Google Stadia would use the AV1 codec. Now, as it turns out, they're saying they're using VP9. We know this, but I got something for y'all about the AV1 codec. Right now, they're already using it in the Chrome browser, the Chrome beta browser, just different places that's Chrome based or whatever browsers and stuff. For like with WebRTC and all that stuff, which allows for more like faster video conferences and stuff like that. And it's already, and I read it somewhere else, y'all, and I have to find that article that it's already been baked into the Chrome browser. Already. Now, you just heard what Junior said that came from 9 to 5. You heard what I've been trying to tell you about the AV1 codec and the secret sauce and all this other stuff, right?
Yep.
But let me go on down. It says, as it turns out, it's still based on Google's own VP9, which we know. You can see that when you go into the Stadia extension or whatever you use, you can see VP9, you can select it and everything, right? But that doesn't mean that the AV1 has something to do with this performance, because everything is being upgraded to take advantage of the AV1 codec. Now, says though it has been significantly improved for the occasion as revealed by John Justice, head of product at the time, head of product management. All right. Now, he said the VP9 codec is open, but in Stadia's case, we do special work in the encoder that makes it super fast. The encoder still follows the VP9 standard format. And I remember, this is 2019, y'all.
Yes.
So remember, this is not yesterday. This is not today. 2019. So at that point, before AV1 was to take off, this is what was going on. And it was still outstanding. So imagine when the AV1 oh man. Hey, so every VP9 decoder out there can read the streams, but our encoder is specially optimized, making it much faster. We put a lot of special sauce in there. Remember, I'm telling people, this was before I even read this. Y'all, I can't remember everything. I've been saying secret sauce that we have that's making our gameplay look so damn smooth and making me be able to stream at set my desktop to 8K 120. Secret sauce. That's just a little part of it, y'all. There's so much more to it, though. So we're not saying that Stadia is running at native 4K 120, even though Bibbidi Bop reminded us recently that we both saw, and everybody is out there for everybody to watch, but Madge Bakar has stated in an interview that the games are running at 120 FPS at the data center. Now, whatever reason, with the technology that they have with Stadia, by the time it gets to our homes, it's at 60. But I always question, what if you have super fast internet and your connection is super solid? Could you be feeling like the games are even faster than 60? I mean, it's just something to think about. That's all, y'all. None of us have the definitive answers, so I go with the experts, and I form my own conclusions because of that. But go ahead, Emma.
And it's technology. There's so many gears and levers and stuff like that. That can be pulled. So many scenarios that can be pulled. Like I remember when speaking of Outriders, I remember when Outriders was having its issues and people were trying different things. And in my scenario, when I turned off G-Sync, things worked better. When I turned it back on, things worked better. Storm showed that in certain scenarios, you set that desktop 4K 120. 8K 120, you're going to get, signs of better fidelity, better smoothness, some of which you can even see, as an end result, even through platforms that cap out at 4K 60, you can even see it. Go check out my videos and stuff like that. So there's so many different levers and so many different possibilities here that it's important, I think, that even it's great that you guys want to hear it from us, but go and do that research. Look this stuff up. Always kick the tires, as we say. You know what I mean? Because it'll help you in your understanding of this stuff when we bring it to the forefront. Definitely. And then going back to what Junior was saying, man, I don't know if you even, but the 9 to 5 Google, the article did remind people, and I'm looking at it right now, by the way, MM. And basically, it's reminding us. It's saying, like in the first paragraph of this article, and I'll drop it if you really want to see it. But I'm just going to read this one sentence and we'll move on. It says a recent presentation featuring Google has outlined that Stadia is set to gain support for a new video codec, AV1. Right now, this right here was this was November 2nd, 2020. Right. Yeah.
So this is more current than the article I just read, y'all. Like I said, a lot of things could change before after 2019. So Says their codec AV1, which should help improve quality and reduce data usage. Should help improve quality. Stay with us, y'all. Secret sauce. Quality. Reduce data usage. Allow for better gameplay over the stream. Allow for more smooth and fluid and crispier gameplay when you're making content like mine. Yep. All right, so I'm gonna leave it right there, y'all. Go check that out. 9 to 5 Google. I'll drop it in the chat, y'all, if you want to check it out.
Shout out to the good brother Clive Linden. Now he comes up in here and he said he's trying to flip everything on the head before we get the phone lines open. He says, "Want some juicy, fact-based, naysayer destroying news? Hell yeah, we want it, Clive. If you got it,
hell yeah,
drop it on us." Yeah, I look. While we wait for Clive to drop that off on us, if he can. I just want to say that, it just doesn't make any sense, guys, for all these revelations to be coming. We don't even have the AV1 codec yet. They're opening new stores, all this other stuff. It doesn't look like that this is a wind down. But what we need to do is, with all this evidence that we have in front of us, utilize this opportunity to say, hey, look, what we want to see Stadia implement this, or we would really like this, because your voices do matter. They made the big change in February in large part due to the polls they were putting out there when they were asking y'all, what do you want to see most from Stadia? Overwhelmingly it was, we want to see the AAA games, or we want to see the Fortnites, we want to see the Call of Duty, we want to see all this stuff here, this, that, and the other. So when you have an opportunity where, again, we've been told on good authority, and all signs are pointing to this storm, that Alphabet, the parent company, has raised a priority on Stadia. Now's the time to speak up. Shout out to Gondar too. He says anybody who still doubts Stadia should give Sekiro a go on the platform. Absolutely.
Tell you what, From Software.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, I was on it yesterday, y'all. Crispy, buttery, 4K, 120 hertz desktop setting stream I did yesterday. If you want to check a peek of that out, head over to the channel, y'all. I just dropped these videos. I'm not going to get 10,000 views and all that. I do have videos that's broke that mark, by the way. But what I'm saying is, this is not even about that. It's about putting as many videos as I can out there so that I can direct you to one of them. If that's a game you like, for example, I could say, yeah, man, I played this one. I set it at the desktop at 8K, and I kind of showed a glimpse of what Stadia could hit in the future when it does release that technology and everything natively. I had a video out here trying to just get people hyped for this. Now we're here. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's about, y'all. It's about fun, experimental stuff that just typically, like, all gamers don't even have access to. That just like 8K gaming on PC right now, you see those videos on YouTube and they're doing well, right? The games are not natively, they're not even natively, they're using NVIDIA DSR, which is dynamic super resolution, to achieve this. It's not even native at that point, but a lot of people watch those videos because they know what the future of gaming is going to come to one day. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm gonna put something up here, and Clive, if you find a link to this, we'd be very happy if you could provide it. Clive says, according to our good, hold on, let me move this up a little bit. Let me move it up for the people in the back. He says, Director of Develop Platform Engineering for Stadia is hiring, looking for people to join his team.
Clive, I have one question for you. Would they be hiring if Stadia was dead?
It's dead. It's hiring for the funeral. It's hiring for the funeral. That's all. Yeah, look, man.
Platform engineering is nothing to wink at either. You know what I'm saying? Like, platform engineering, y'all, that's up there with people like Maj Bakar that I'm talking about right now, who is responsible for some of this tech that we're experiencing in the first place, if I'm not mistaken. Platform engineering, I don't know if that's different than tech side of things or whatever, but yeah, man, that's crazy. Either way.
Look, as someone who's been through a company merger storm, this is just how Fortune 500 companies do this. Because there's certain stipulations, especially within the United States. A lot of people may not understand this. I got to be careful not to say too much about what my company does because of the government stuff that we do. But but this is Fortune 500 stuff. When you merge, or when you have purges, or when you go through stuff like this, and you're winding things down, when you're winding sectors down, this is not the activity that you partake in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a product years ago, and I got to be careful, but we had a product that we were so enthusiastic in, that we pumped so much money in, that we marketed to our clients and stuff like that, that we had to wind down. So it was going to be a tough pill to swallow. Things just come to a halt. Nothing else is said. You may do some internal boosting, like how you saw the SG&E closure, where the people came out and sent the email that you guys are doing great. You do that stuff because that's what PR and HR tells you to do, right? Or even the legal team tells you to do. But externally, to clients and to consumers, everything just comes to a grinding halt. It's business as usual. You don't hire and do stuff like this because you got to pay the unemployment insurance, all this stuff. You don't do this stuff when you're winding something down.
Especially after you just close the doors of SG&E. Unless you saw another method, another route that you could take, like we were thinking, y'all, to make Stadia more successful and viable.
I don't like...
Now, you just said, man, I don't want to say the word source, but somebody, what do you call them? Like the person that let us know that
great authority.
There he is, the great authority, man. This right here just goes to show that my bro is coming out here again, cap free. Like, it's just saying what we're talking about. Clive could have saved this for Monday Night Chat.
Exactly.
He could have saved that, y'all. Let me tell you something. When you see, man, I'm not going to be careful when I say it, but relationships are formed in this community, man. Mm-hmm. The real recognize real in this community, no matter what happens. If we disagree, whatever it is, man, the case is real recognizes real. So Clive looked out right there on that news for all of you to see. Everybody that's rocking with us right now, you got an exclusive look at that news drop. Mm-hmm. I mean, what can I say, man, about this stand-up dude right here, man? This is Clive Billington, y'all. Like, Clive, thank you, man. But look, here's what I'm going to say, MM2K. Remember this crazy dude that be gaming at 4K desktop settings, 8K, 120 and all that desktop? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that crazy
dude. This dude was on multiple streams saying, yo, man, this gameplay feels really like, it feels better than my Series X for some reason, man. I didn't know what was going on. I just thought about that as you were talking too, right? And as we just broke down that negative latency piece.
Yep.
Maybe this is why you don't have a reason to lie when you're so this. I guess people are skeptical when we're talking about all these moves like the hiring and stuff like that, the technology working as well as it does, which people have heard across the world. They've heard that by now. But man, if you're a gamer and you're hearing stuff like this and you could turn the cold shoulder to it now for people with data caps and all that, but to not even try Stadia, what is the real reason, y'all? I mean, I know if I'm a gamer, I want to try the best of the best of the best. I want the games that I could play. Definitely if I could play them anywhere because of the convenience of it. People are using Steam Link for that reason. They were using the remote play from PlayStation for that reason. So I don't want to hear no excuses why people are not out here trying Stadia when all of this stuff is coming to light that we're breaking down, man. Like, I'm hooked. I'm here. I'm here to the end, whenever that is. If there's no end, I'll be gaming on Stadia for the foreseeable future. It's I don't know. To me, it's crazy, man. I just feel good to be a Stadia gamer right now. And yes, I play on other platforms, but I'm a Stadia gamer as well. More so than most of the people that can ever come at my neck about being a gamer and checking my credentials. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. We're going to open phone lines right now. So call in, let us know what you think about all this. Again, the latest revelation. Well, again, I mean, this all connects together. The Stadia store open with the lounge, all the investment that's going into that, as well as the bombshell. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And again, this is not a bunch of Stadia lovers capping. stand in our Stadia circle and trying to, what we were accused of doing.
Everybody got their lovers and cappers on every platform. Why can't, if we wanted to do that, we could, if we wanted to.
What was we called? We were doing this for clickbait. We were getting people's hopes up for clickbait. If that was the case, then my brother Clive would have kept this to himself for his own show. But no, it's to show. I mean, I don't know how you clickbait with facts. I mean, you know what? You got to give me a second. Now I got to get into my daggone bag while we're waiting for phone calls to come in. I want to know. This is not. Now I'm excited. This is what I want to know. For those that want to run with that Ghibli gook, with that hoopla. How do you clickbait with facts? Like if my brother sits there and he puts out a video that says desktop settings 4K 120, is his desktop not at 4K 120?
It really is. And if you understand how that works.
Hold on. I gotta finish this. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. Because these mugs is crazy. How is that clickbait? Do y'all even know? Do y'all have a dictionary? Do you have a thesaurus? We were blessed with good super chat today. We can help you out. My brother Clive just dropped a bombshell on y'all. But when we bring out this positive news that is backed up by fact storm, and then I'm gonna shut up. It's clickbait, but your conjecture, your opinion is not. What kind of world is we trying to bring into this community? I don't get it, but I just had to point it out. I'm sorry. It makes no damn sense. And now up is down and down is up. Not here. Not on Stadia Dosage. Nah, shut up. I'm sorry.
Speaking of that, some still feel like Stadia is about to die, man. Like specifically if they don't show up at I.O. Now, hold up, MM. If they don't show up at E3, if they're not at the Game Awards, hey, hold on. Stadia is definitely going to die if it don't show up at these venues. Mm-hmm. I asked the question, like my brother said once before, did PlayStation show up at every E3?
Yeah,
or recently did they just back out of it for whatever reason?
Exactly.
So the Stadia, I mean, so MM, man, I know you open up the phone lines, man. What are we about to get into next? Is it the E3? I mean, I don't even know. Let's
talk about the E3 thing because there's buzz going around that Stadia needs to be at E3. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give my thought and then I'm gonna open it up to you, Storm, until we get a phone call. I don't think so. I think we got two big points. Number one, when it came to like E3 or the Summer Game Show last year, when they made a presence at the Summer Game Show, it didn't go anywhere. You had Jack Buser that was part of the IGN part of that. The brother was honest. He was charismatic. He was connecting, and it went nowhere. It went nowhere. Like nobody really gave a damn. And then there was stuff with the Stadia logo on there and all this stuff. Nobody cared. And then, in contrast, Storm, you had Sony, who ain't been to the last two E3s, and Xbox was, and Xbox's presence at a couple of E3s ago was so bad that they said Sony won, and Sony wasn't even there.
Right.
And what did Sony just do? They blew everyone's socks off with Horizon Zero Dawn. So not to say that we want to continue to see people not show up at E3. We would like to see E3 still be the juggernaut that we are used to, but it's not a necessity, especially in this growing digital age where you have Sony doing what it's doing and other people doing what they're doing. Google, when they're good and ready, based upon their restructuring, when they're good and ready, Storm, they can go and present a show that'll knock our socks off when they're good and ready. What are your thoughts on all that?
And it could be the Connect, reimagined. Yes. Like exactly. You wonder where Connect went to? Yep. Maybe it's being reimagined. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's being upgraded or something. Who knows? If they're taking feedback and listening to ours, everybody in the world gave their thoughts on the Connect and what they should do, including my brother MM2K, who was very vocal about it, so much so that I was like, yo, bro, you on out? You still on the side? You still on the Stadia side, right? I mean, but people accuse us of that too, man. Like we're only seeing it one-sided and all that stuff. I just don't. You're being heard when people bring up stuff like that. But going back to the tech talk real quick, because nobody wants to call and shut my mouth, y'all. I got to go back to the tech talk, man. Check it out. 4K desk, 120 desk, any resolution, 1080p, 1440p, 120. I just want to say this one more time, then I'm done with it. for the week. I don't think I'm gonna bring this up for the haters. You know what I mean? And none of that stuff the rest of this week, right?
Yep.
But I want y'all to try something if you have a 120 hertz or higher display. All right. I want you to set your desktop to 120 hertz if you can, 160 to, or whatever, so 165, 240, 360, whatever, right? 144. And then I want you to look at your mouse when you move that mouse around your desktop. You're going to notice that your mouse got a lot smoother because it's actually running at a higher refresh rate. Now, MM2K, I'm going to ask you something, and you may not know the answer, but if you do know the answer, please call it out.
Yep.
If my mouse is smoother and I boot Stadia that's on the same desktop, but in the browser with hardware acceleration and other things helping with this performance or whatever that I'm seeing, but the smoothness and fluidity. When I get in a game like PUBG and I move my mouse around and it's just as smooth, what does that say to you?
Exactly. Maybe not 100%. Not 100% of what's going on natively is coming through that 4K
right.
60
Absolutely
stream,
right.
but some of it is. Something's coming through
because the desktop is making it feel smoother while you're playing the game. That's all that people care about. They don't give a damn how it's happening. Nobody's counting pixels and going in and worrying about RDNA2 and stuff like that when they're playing these games. When they're seeing the games, they're like, damn, Horizon looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, this looks beautiful. Halo or whatever the case is. All the Halos and Gears of War and all that stuff is looking beautiful, right? Mario and all that stuff is looking beautiful right now. You know what the tech, you kind of heard like ramblings about the tech, but unless you're really in a super level enthusiast, you're not going to take the time to research into the tech, right? But all I'm saying, y'all, is try that if you play on desktop. Some people have already gotten back to me again and said that they noticed a difference. It was definitely a difference. That's the only way they could play. That's all it's about, y'all. But enough about that. Anything else? Do we have anything else, man?
Phone lines are open, 724-739-3612. Give us a call. You know what I'm saying? If you want to chime in on anything that we talked about or anything in general, there it goes. We put it back out there. But we got one more thing that we could talk about, Storm, and give people an opportunity to call in. It's the future games prospect. Like, there's two things going on here because, again, I know there was a discussion being had in the community about Resident Evil is the only game that dropped for Stadia, and then like there's nothing else to look forward to.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it on Twitter. Shout out to whoever dropped it. I can't remember the names, man.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's the conversations are going to be had in the community. That's fine. We're just giving our takes on the stuff that may be opinion, but again, it's reasonable. It's reasonable. I would say look at it this way: you have two types of gamers, right? You have different types of gamers, but when you break all those little smaller facets up into the two main groups, you have the value gamer and then you have the volume gamer. The value gamer wants to hunker down and maybe a handful of games at the most, a few games that they really, really enjoy a year. They just want to hunker down in those games, and that's it. And they either found the games that they really like, whether it's Call of Duty, NBA 2K, or whatever, Madden, whatever the case, FIFA, and they want to hunker down in those games. They might experiment with another game or two a year, but they're not buffet gamers. They're Ruth Chris gamers. You know, they want that quality steak. They want to, oh man, this is juicy, and they want to deal with that. They might try a different appetizer here and there, but they know what they want, right? And then there's the volume gamer, the gamer that loves trying different experiences all the time, trying different things. Ooh, this is the latest and greatest. Ooh, let me try that. Ooh, the latest and greatest. Let me get to that. The latest and greatest. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we represent, I think, we're closer to the latter. Well, we want to try more experiences and then less experiences, right? But here's the thing, y'all, and this has been proven by analysts, and those of y'all with the lineage should know this. If you don't know this, then the most recent example of this was cascaded from the good brother Z Huge, world-renowned gaming data analyst. He put a tweet out there not too long ago where he broke it down per console. He said the average console gamer buys 2 games a year, and he broke it down per platform. The average Switch owner has a total of 7 games. The average, you know what I'm saying? So it's like so again, the more gamers than not don't want to jump into a whole bunch of games. More games are always good, but we got to understand the target demo. When you have a product out there, you have a target demo. When Phil Harrison came out there and he talked about the target demo, he said the tech enthusiasts, the people that want to try out the tech, that are excited about the AV1 codec and the negative latency, the stuff that we talked about earlier. And then there's
4K, all that, 4K, all that.
Exactly. That are excited for all that and want to try that out with this new way of gaming. Or the casual gamer, the gamer who in most part don't want to play every single thing that pops out, right? So, and I think this conversation was started because 2 games that are being talked about that are multi-plat are Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition, and Biomutant. Now, Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition, Storm, I thought would be a great addition to the platform, but I understand why it's not here day and date. It might come in the future. Why isn't it here day and date? Because when you do a remake, Storm, that's a money grab. You're trying to get money back off of nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the pure purpose, is to get money. I mean, every game is put out there for a profit, but I'm saying, like, when you do a remake, your focus more than any other title is money. So when you have a young platform that isn't really going to give you the big old pot of gold that you're looking for, you're less likely to bring a remake there day and date. Maybe after it gets its money back, kind of like what we saw with Saints Row the Third, the remake. It came to Stadia after the fact, you know what I'm saying? And likely why we're going to see the Mafia stuff later. After you get that money back, and then people can take that and invest more into the port that they're going to bring to Stadia, you'll see that. So I understand why Mass Effect isn't here, but great experience, and people that are enjoying it, kudos to them. Now, Biomutant to me is a different story. Biomutant, for all intents and purposes, looks great, looks like a great game, and it's a game that's coming out when there's not a lot to play. And it did pre-order well on Steam, but it's quickly fallen off the radar. And a lot of that is due to the fact that when people looked at the game and played it, they were like, meh, this game is meh. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm Stadia Storm and I just got rid of SG&E, and my focus is to bring the AAA or the big ticket games, because not all big ticket games are necessarily AAA. You got some big ticket games that are AA, right? Or whatever, indie games. But if my job is to bring the big ticket AAA games, and I got a budget, and ultimately my goal is to get like a Dying Light 2 or maybe a Call of Duty. I'm working on the phone to negotiate that. It isn't we have $10 million, bring that game over. No, there's negotiation and phone calls and visits and stuff like that, and meetings and stuff like that have to happen. If my goal is to get those big ticket games, I look at a game like Biomutant that's meh, and I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to skip over that one. You know what I'm saying? And Outriders, definitely yes, but a Biomutant, meh. You know, we'll shoot for that one later. You know what I'm saying? So it makes perfect sense. But even though that's the case, we still got a crap load of games that, like, I have a backlog, Storm. I don't know about you, but I got a backlog of Stadia games. And even though we don't have Biomutant and Mass Effect, here are the games that are coming, and you give me your thoughts on these games. The games that we know that are coming: Ark, Rainbow Six Siege, Chorus, Division Heartlands, which may not come till next year, and we got the Cyberpunk 2077 updates, and we got Far Cry 6. Those are just to name a few. So, Storm, what do you think about the revelation of those games coming this year? And we're already halfway through the year, and we still got to wait for those games. If you're a platform that's trying to reach casuals and tech enthusiasts, Is Biomutant not having Biomutant? Is that the name? Is that the end of your story?
Hey man, let me break something down to y'all, man. I'm in my bag today, y'all.
Do it.
Hey yo, I'm gonna ask you the questions you just answered. That's all.
Yep.
Were a lot of PC players happy to get Days Gone? Yes or no?
Wow.
Yeah, hold on,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
asking you. I'm
Yes,
asking
sir.
you.
Yes,
Hold
sir.
up.
I mean, but I had to collect myself because you hit me with the two
Happy?
piece.
Were so a lot of them? Were some of them happy to get Horizon Zero Dawn?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Were Xbox gamers happy to get the old Bethesda titles?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Switch gamers happy to get The Witcher and all that?
Woo! God, stop hitting me, man. Stop. Stop.
Hey, so we can go ahead and put all that old games coming to the platforms to rest, man. I think. Do we need to continue the whole conversation? Do we need to finish this discussion, man? You let me know if we need to finish it now. I keep on going.
Welcome to the church. Welcome to the church of Project Storm.
All that right there, old games and stuff, man. That's been played out for a Stadia gamer like me, a proud Stadian. Some of you out there letting the tag Stadian go too, letting it die off when it's one of the best. I mean, listen, here we got Xbox, we got ponies. Who's now saying they are evolving to Pegasus and all that stuff, man. They're Pegasus now, not ponies anymore. They're evolving with Horizon.
Yeah. Hey, you noticed that too?
You know what I mean? I love them dudes, man. I love them. This is what you gotta have fans and Cloud Wars and all that stuff, man. This stuff right here, let them be happy, man. Let them be happy. They can go at each other's throats as long as they're playing games and being happy. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? As long as they're not drawing blood and really killing people and stuff, man, it's all good in the hood. So, but I asked those questions for a reason, man. When these games come, they're going to come. People are happy to get these games when they're games that people want to play. They can wait. They already showed it. They've shown it time after time, man. I'm not going to sing it because, see, you sing better than me, so I'm not going to put it out there. Shout out to Cindy, though. Cindy Lauper. So that's all, MM2K. So it doesn't matter when the games come. It's the fact that they do come. Look at how happy people are that controller's coming, MM.
Yep.
Even you might get a game or try on Stadia.
Yep.
So that's what it's all about, man. I'll leave it right there.
Yeah, Storm.
I know, man. I know. Like, yo, this is why I'm proud of you. I know that's what you want to say, man. That's what you're gonna say. This is why I'm proud of you.
You damn Skippy, man. Golly, this my jaw. I done lost 8 of my teeth. That brother was hitting me so hard with them facts, man. Like, this is my problem that I have with a lot of the arguments. Not that I want to just spit on your emotions, but again, when we come to the mic with this stuff, let's vet our emotions. Do we vet them or are we just spouting off? We say things about other platforms we say things about this platform that in an equivalent nature, like when we were talking about exclusive, that's not an equivalent nature. Exclusives, again, are a very risky business. Yoshida spoke to it, okay? The most successful exclusive company out there, which is PlayStation, they spoke to it and they told you they're a really risky business. We got to have a budget. I already showed you that in my video. We got to have a budget. Maybe out of 10 exclusives, we expect to make money out of 2 and 3. And we're hoping 1 or 2 of those will cover the cost of everything. But they're a necessity because we need to sell the box. So that's not an equivalent scenario here. But in equivalent scenarios where people have a platform and they just simply want to play games, if you're playing people are happy to play Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. Why, Storm? Because when it comes to PC, they can crank it up in a way that they couldn't on the other platform. You understand what I'm saying?
And God of War, they want them all. Believe that.
Exactly. Why are they happy, Storm, to get the old ass Bethesda games? Because of that frames boost.
That's it.
The FPS boost. So if I got a game that I really liked on another platform, but it was on a platform that couldn't do what Stadia do, meaning I can't travel with the game the way that I want to. Maybe, I got the game on PlayStation 4 and the fidelity is better on Stadia. I can do more things. I ain't got to worry about downloads, and maybe the load times on this game were normally horrendous, but I ain't got to worry about it. Then it threw me off. And now you get the advent of all the things that Stadia offers with this game. Like, you gotta ask yourself a question. I think this will put an end to all the silly stuff. If a game comes out on Stadia, PlayStation, or Xbox, regardless of the console, whether it's the last year, where are you got to ask yourself, where am I getting the game? Where am I getting the game? If your answer 10 times out of 10 is, I'm getting the game on a console, then really cloud gaming ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a PlayStation 5. So when Resident Evil dropped, is in all likelihood Resident Evil looks better on my PlayStation 5? Yes. Mm-hmm. But it looks good enough on Stadia, and unlike my PlayStation 5, I can take Resident Evil with me anywhere I go. I ain't got to worry about loads. I can, tweak the performance on my PC. I can play it in multiple places. You see what I'm saying? So if those offerings don't mean nothing to you, then this cloud conversation really isn't for you. And you got to be honest about that. You got to look in the mirror and be honest about that. So for those of you that say, well, look, Stadia right now presents no reason for me to get said game on the platform if it's available somewhere else, then the advent of cloud gaming isn't for you. I'm someone that has a PlayStation 5, and it ain't because I'm capping. I'd rather just have it on Stadia because of the convenience and the other things that are possible with the platform that isn't possible on PlayStation 5. Period. So we got to start having those honest conversations with ourselves too, sometimes before we hit the mic or hit the airwaves or hit Twitter or whatever we're going to do. You know what I mean? But
man, shout out to all the latecomers, man. I was going to say shout out to everybody that joined in, y'all. We see you out here rocking in the chat, y'all.
Shout out.
I don't know what to say, man. We got so many people in the building, man. Artists and Kill. I see Project Kill in the house, and Wolfgang is here, man. Nixby Go Hard, who I was just talking about earlier. Wolfgang, you still here, man? Are you still in the top 10 on Madden? I think you are. Or more players playing Madden, Wolfgang? I was just talking about that, man. What do you see? Do you see more new gamers in the top 100 than you used to? I don't know. Just something to think about. But MM, I'm having a lot of fun, man. I don't want to end it. I don't want to end it, man. People didn't want to call because I guess we were on fire, man. I don't know. So, but I will
ask you one more question,
right
Storm. I want to ask you one more question.
Go ahead.
All right, so we said Ark is coming, Rainbow Six, Chorus, Division Heartland, Cyberpunk 2077 updates, Far Cry 6 is coming. You know what I mean? So we got stuff coming down the pike. The belief that we don't have anything coming, and those are just some of the games. Those are just some of the games that we know about. There are other games that are coming, like Death Carnival is coming. And there are other
some other ones,
great games that are coming as well that I didn't name. But if you're looking for a platform that just has a bunch of titles, it's cool. Stadia may not be for you right now. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have value. It just isn't for you. But let's not try to make it doesn't have value. It's not for me it doesn't have value to the masses. Oh, we do got a phone call. Okay. Hello, you are on SML Podcast with MM2K Project Storm. Who's it that we're talking to? And what is it that you want to talk about, our good friend?
It is your boy, Ron Slusher, and I just want to talk about the state of Stadia.
Woo! Ron Slusher. This your first phone call in, my good friend, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing, man?
Man, let's talk about the state of Stadia, Ron. You got it, man. What's going on?
Well, first off, I need to owe you guys an apology. Because when Outriders came out, I foolishly bought it day one on Stadia. Mm-hmm. After watching you two stream it, talking about the problems, and I said, this can't be real. I'll find out for myself.
Right.
And lo and behold,
you
see me refunding the game. So Just wanted to get that out the way first. But,
so did I. That's why they had that return policy.
Yep.
Yeah, but first off, love what you guys are doing, repping the Stadia community. Just want to get into it with the Stadia. You know, I don't own a console.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I have is in the cloud: GFN, Luna, Stadia. So I got pretty much all three. But Stadia, though, man, it works. It runs. I mean, the latency is almost non-existent.
Yeah.
And the value, I mean,
yes.
Stadia Pro, I mean, got a library of almost 100 games.
Woo! Tell me about it, brother.
You know, I mean, xCloud. I had to cancel my Game Pass.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
I mean, the library is great, but it doesn't work. xCloud doesn't work. Let's just put it out there. It does not work.
Ron, can I ask you a question, good brother, for people to understand? Sir. What made you, because a lot of people, they don't connect to gamers like you, and I think that's the problem. We have our own individual needs, Ron, and we think that everybody else is like us. And we don't realize that there are different takes and different makes. So, Ron, can you explain to us why someone like yourself and others that think like you don't need a console?
Well, about a year ago, was it a year ago when Stadia first came out, you know, I had an Xbox One, Xbox One X.
Me too.
You know, I was playing, you know, Division 2, Destiny 2, but the supposed most powerful console in the world was running these games at 30 frames per second.
Oh, boy.
This brother sounds like me, y'all. He's jacking me. He's jacking me, though.
Don't try to take my fame. Sounds like me.
Now shut up, Ron. Go ahead. Keep going, good brother. This is golden. Go ahead.
Okay,
brother.
So you know, Stadia had like a little promotion going on. You know, I checked out the Destiny 2 and I said, wait, you know, I don't have the best internet in the world and I'm getting 60 frames and the game is literally free. You know, at this point it's free. It's a free game and 60 frames per second. Mm-hmm. And I had the world's most powerful console at the time and it was still doing 30 for Division 2 and Destiny 2 and even Rage 2 was, I mean.
Yes, oh my God.
And PUBG and all that.
PUBG was running 30 frames. So on the world's most powerful console. So, I mean, so then from that point, you know, I kind of dibble-dabbled into that, then got into the GFN. So, I mean, is a founder of that. So, I mean, with the Pro and the GFN, basically $15 a month.
Yep.
I'm playing games like Fortnite. I'm playing games between the two. Destiny 2.
Yep.
High quality multiplayer games. You don't got to. I mean, they're free. You know.
Yes.
So, I mean, the value's there. I mean, I don't see myself pretty much anymore buying $60 games and. I mean, as good as Returnal looks on PS5, I don't see myself throwing down $5.99, $70 to play that game.
Yo, that's interesting that you say this, Ron. I was just telling Emin before we went live, man. Shout out to Doc Dark 1985, man. The brother, Doc is on fire, man. Like if y'all don't know who he is, check him out. Non-biased. He's an Xbox fan, but he's also not blind to Xbox, you know what I'm saying, as a gamer. Man, he was just saying, made a video about like basically it has something to do with should we be buying games these days, right? Yeah. So you just say that you're content with waiting for Stadia Pro, like the sales and all of that stuff that you could take advantage of, all the games that they have, GeForce Now and other, you know, Luna, whatever. But mainly, man, when I'm thinking about Stadia Pro has some awesome sales. So do you really take advantage of those? Is that what you're trying to say? Like you appreciating Stadia Pro right now?
Oh yeah. I mean, I mainly game off of Stadia Pro. I mean, I'm good with just PUBG and, you know, the multiplayer games they offer. But I think the days of, you know, paying, for me, the value is in the cloud. I mean,
Man,
$70 and then a $600 console you can't even find. I mean, can't even find one.
Woo!
I personally don't even know a person who has one. Personally, I haven't played one, but the value is definitely in the cloud, and the library just keeps growing. For a system that's supposed to be dying, I mean, they keep announcing games. I mean, there's something wrong here,
No, it's dead. No, it's dead already. You got to correct that. It's already dead.
Oh.
This has been a 7-month long eulogy that we've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Or really an 18-month long eulogy if you count from the 6 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's been since the beginning, before the beginning.
Yeah, but Ron, you know what? You sound so much like us. And Ron, I want to say this before we let you go. I want to say I'm so happy that you called in, because everything that you said was so profound, and it really wow, it just blew my mind. Because
he almost had that swag, you know what I'm saying? Like that. People might see it come off as a little bit arrogant, Ron, because I sound like you, man, and MM does too when we're talking about Stadia, Bibbidi Bop, and everybody else who loves this platform, right? So it's kind of like when you played it, you know what the deal is, and I hear yourself saying that you play on other platforms like GeForce Now, services like that and all that, like myself, like MM2K, you know what I mean? It's crazy to hear that, man. No, and for the viewers out here, we didn't line this up. Ron Slusher, first time calling in. That's all.
I think the big takeaway from this is that you hear so much about people are leaving Stadia, or Stadia can't retain people, when all the data provides a flip side to that myth. And secondly, you explain why Stadia is so important to you. It's important enough to where you went and got the most powerful console like I did, expecting XYZ performance. Didn't get it. Got this thing that you can play on the web, and bam, there you go. You know what I'm saying?
In a browser.
And then it hits a bell in your head like, hold on, why am I going out here buying all these expensive TVs that Phil Spencer or whoever's trying to convince me to buy, buying all this hardware, buying all these different Xbox controllers every other week? You know what I'm saying? When all I got to do is take the controller I already got and just plug it into the cloud, man. You can't beat that with a stick. Any final thoughts, Ron? Because that was powerful to me, man. Powerful.
No, man, just love what you guys be doing, and repping the community. And that's one thing I like about this Stadia and the cloud gaming community. Is very, very tight knit.
Yeah.
Not as toxic as
Oh, absolutely. Hey, tell them, Ron. They have no clue.
Some people might say otherwise, man.
Tell them they have no clue, brother. Oh man, but. Hey, Ron, thank you so much for calling in, great brother. Appreciate you. You got to call in again, man. We might even have to get you on the show, man. This was phenomenal. So,
especially talking like that, man, who hadn't Xbox like myself. Yeah, Ron. We appreciate you, man.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, peace out. That was a hell of a call.
There you go, man. Ron Slusher, man. Always showing love, popping up in the streams. One of the first to show up. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate him. He's in there popping up when the title says 8K 120, 4K 120, and all that desktop. Ron is there, man. One of the first ones every time. So it's interesting hearing his thoughts, MM2K, because we have said the same things, man. So people remember the question came out: who is Stadia for? Yes. That might still be the question of the century. Who is Stadia for?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's for people like Ron Slusher, myself, M2K, and everybody else is still playing games on Stadia that still believes in Stadia.
We got another phone call.
Let's go.
Hello, you're live with MM2K Project Storm on SML Podcast. Who is it that we're talking to? And what is it you want to talk about, our good friend?
Well, so I wasn't gonna go without giving you that.
There it is.
I was just arranging some things at my apartment and doing some cleaning up. Got an echo. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, you still get the echo?
Hello?
Yeah.
No, we're good.
Not no more.
Okay. Oh no, yeah, we're good here.
So,
brother.
So you guys are having an amazing show today. It's fire. It's like complete, unadulterated like the Dutch man in New Jack City, unadulterated, you stupid.
Right.
Unadulterated fire that's happening today. Shouts out to Clive with the
Absolutely.
news drop on that. The thing I want to talk about is just continuing on what you guys are saying. It's like there's so many things that's happening right now, and so many moves that's being made, and you can't sit there and just definitively say Stadia is dead. It's just no way that you can definitively say that, especially if you look at everything that's going on right now. So the people that dug their heels in a few months ago, said that's it, nothing else, because of this, because of that, and that's it, and it's dead, and it's, they're kind of looking like, well, how can we pivot away from that now? Because or either that or they're doubling down on some MTG shit. I just don't understand it. So
yeah,
I can't get down with that whole thing. As I always said, patience, man. Watch this thing unfold. See what happens. And then talk about it from that way. But everything is just not doom and gloom, man. This thing is still popping, and there's just so much more stuff coming out. And man, the games that they've been announcing, out of all of the games that they've announced so far that's coming out, the game I'm really excited for.
Which one is that?
Anybody taking a guess? Take a guess? The Olympics game. I am all over
Sega.
that.
Yeah, I got you, brother.
That game looks so much fun. I swear to God, Sega just really kicked ass on that one. I'm sorry.
It really
they really put their foot in that game. It looks so much fun. Just on some party stuff, casual game, and just getting some good hours in, and not having to be so serious with games like Judgment that's on the screen right now. And I love that game, by the way. The Sega game, awesome.
Yep.
So it's just they put so much in that Sonic skin that they got on there that you can do. That's pretty cool. We get Sonic on Stadia, and so yeah, I'm all for that game. And Control, I was really interested in checking out that game. So now that it's coming to Stadia with the Ultimate Edition, I gotta get Luna or anything else to play that game. I can play it right here on Stadia, so that's going to be amazing when that drops too. Can't wait. This summer's going to be hot for Stadia. If you see everything that's been maneuvering, plus with the Google Store, dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Somebody once said, man, just put it out there that it was going to be a big Stadia summer, man. It's definitely going to be hot and all that. I remember somebody putting the title out like that on the last SML episode. That would be me, y'all. Like, I just feel so. Him asked me the question earlier, Reb. He said, he was asking how I felt about the fact that it was on. Oh, can you hear me?
I was just saying everything is about Storm. Everything comes back to Storm.
Hey, Rev, it's Nostradamus, brother.
When I speak, man, I put everybody out there that I can remember that's touching base, man. You, Sonny, Bill Lloyd, whoever's doing it out there, man. Whoever's breaking that news down, Clive, and Not Afraid, John Scar, and others out there. There's so many people that still rock Brian from Club Stadium, man. So many people still out there that just doing the damn thing, man. Who sees what Stadia is. Yo, there was one time when I said, damn, man, I had like a 1% doubt in Stadia. And you know what that was about? You know what that was about? That's when I had to return my I had to return my CCU because it got too warm. And then you came out, Rev, and said, nah, man, it's supposed to get warm. It's designed to get super warm or whatever right now because it's a little device.
Yeah.
And that was cool, but I haven't had major doubt when it comes to Stadia as a platform, man. But asked me, he mentioned about these games not coming, other than Resident Evil Village, the big AAA titles. That was the only one that we saw in May, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Is that the only one that was released? So I'm like, remember, you know how Stadia likes to do stuff, y'all. They hold on to big announcements and nukes, as I call them, and then they just drop them on us, and then we just be like, damn, I couldn't even duck this time. Stadia just hit us with the good nukes. Like it's the nuke of positivity, man. That's what I call them. The NOP. So, but look, hey, I know how they do things. So the summer is going to be big going from the summer going into the fall. The fall is going to be even bigger than the summer. I know that blows your mind, but that's just how I feel.
Oh yeah, because if we go by any indication of like say what last fall was, last fall was just complete and utter destruction that they unleashed on the world, and people weren't ready for it. So they had to just say all the negative stuff that they could say to diminish try to diminish the momentum that they were building.
Right.
I mean, and they started it off. What was that? Elder Scrolls or something like that. It was something that they started that off with. Avengers, Elder Scrolls and stuff. Yep. And then they ended it with Cyberpunk. I mean, and everything in between that, with Jedi Fallen Order dropping, with Watch Dogs Legion dropping, with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, not Valhalla, and
it's Valhalla here.
Valhalla, get it right.
And drop it. So I mean, they dropped so much stuff on us last fall. They going into the winter and stuff. That if they come harder this year, it's just man, none of us are ready for that. So I mean, I'm just ready. No, it was Dead by Daylight that started it off.
Yeah.
And then everything else came up behind that. And then the good stuff, all of that stuff, man.
Yeah, Brad. Before for me, it started in the spring. It started in the spring with the PUBG at the Connect. That's what started it for me, man.
Yeah. That was cool. That was great. They had the Madden announcement that time, and the FIFA announcement, and the Jedi Fallen Order announcement. Then we got what? Then we got Zombie Army 4 the next month. We got ESO the next month. After that, we got Orchmas after that. I mean, come on, man. It was like they just dropped so much stuff consecutively, and it just I think August was like the most down month, and we got what was that we got in August last year? It was PGA Tour 2K21.
Yep.
So it's like that was a down month, and we still got a fire ass game, because what was that, July we got the F1 2020 game. Man, look, they've been dropping jewels every single month, and you can just go back through it and see. So the people that's having all these doubts, whatever. I don't even care. We get. I mean, you got to be great coming.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Now I was just saying, you have to let them be great, man.
Republic.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, Red. It's crazy. We'll be talking more about the Stadia Revolution, y'all, tomorrow. Absolutely. We'll be talking about it on the Revolutionary Storm. You already know what time it is, Rev. Save some of that good stuff for tomorrow. Because we're gonna be talking it up.
You know how I do. So yeah, we just gonna kill it tomorrow, as we always do. And y'all gonna have to come and check it out. We're gonna be on Storm's channel. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe to this show, Storm's channel, my channel. Everybody else that's out here, subscribe to everybody else's channel too. We about to do that, man. So be ready to be in tomorrow, because I got a little bit of an announcement that I got to make tomorrow too. Ooh. And I ain't even told Storm about this yet. Uh-oh. It's it'll be okay. But I'm gonna make a little bit of an announcement tomorrow, and then y'all, because I'm gonna tell Storm later on today. He gonna know. So yeah. Thanks for having me on. Man, Stadia ain't going nowhere. And people that say that, I can't. You gotta let them be great. Just let them be great. Don't even confront them on it. Exactly. Just let them be great, man.
Hey, Rev, I can't wait to tune into the show. And Rev gonna be dropping jewels, so definitely tune in. Hey, brother, thank you for calling in, man.
Always. I'll holler at y'all.
All right, peace out.
Hey, Rev.
Later.
All right, man. That was great stuff, man. Can't wait till Revolutionary Storm tomorrow, 11 a.m. on Project Storm's channel. Definitely sign up to Project Storm's channel. Rev, if you haven't already, drop that link to your channel as well. Appreciate it, man. Great phone call as well. Hey, Storm, I think we're a half an hour over, man.
Yeah, we went over for the people. We had to, man.
Yeah,
it was hot.
We had to.
It was hot.
So, Storm, any closing thoughts before we wrapped it up, man? Again, for those of y'all that were late, we talked about the media bias finally being checked. We talked about the negative latency.
The tech part
of it. We talked about Stadia demo finally coming to the store. What does that mean for the future of Stadia? Does Stadia really need to be at an E3? I mean, we just went on and on. We had a great show today. Storm, what are your final thoughts before we go, brother?
Man, this is what I was just gonna say. This is what it's all about, man. It's about moments like this and shows like this with the chat and everybody that's gonna be tuning in or whatever that believes in the platform that's still new to the platform. Who's just somebody in the chat right now is brand new to Stadia today. I guarantee you. And they're coming in to see what's happening in the world of Stadia because they might have heard bits and pieces of the negative news out there, but then got the control in their hands and was like, "Whoa, this is pretty good, right?" Yep. So for all of you, we welcome everybody to the show, you know what I'm saying, to every show that we ever do at PNTS Network. You know, check the website out. You know, we got some things. MM2K couldn't wait. I'm not going to do it, MM. I'm not going to do it. You know I'm not going to do it. You know I want to, though. I want to do it, but I'm not going to do it, man. We got to have so much discipline to keep the secrets that we have. Man, y'all just have no idea. But look, keep on gaming out there, people. I hope you all enjoy the show, man. We put a lot of time and effort into it, but at the same time, it's just pure fun, y'all. It's just pure fun to get out here and rock with you guys when talking everything Stadia and cloud gaming. So that's all I had to say, man. You could catch me in Red tomorrow, though, on the Revolutionary Storm. That'll be 11 o'clock a.m. on my channel, y'all, right here on YouTube. Stop through. See what we have to say. It's going to be a lot, man. Things that we didn't even discuss today. We're going to be talking about tomorrow. So that's tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time, y'all. Eastern time. Yep. So check us out.
Be there because they're going to continue the discussion and some. You definitely don't want to miss that. All right, y'all. Y'all know where to catch me. I want to thank y'all again so much for being so patient with this week. You know, how we had to scale back the content a little bit, but hopefully we'll be full-fledged next week. But shout out to all of y'all. Y'all know where y'all can find me. Y'all can find me here on Stadia Dosage platform. Y'all can also find me on my own individual platform, the MM2K videos on YouTube. Check that out. We definitely got a hot to death interview, sit down one-on-one that I did with Ace of Cloud Gaming Extreme. If y'all haven't caught that already, it was a dope interview, a dope sit down, man. Ace is the ace, man. That's my homie, man. Enough respect to him. And definitely we got some other content on there as well. I was trying to do a we was cracking up about this. I tried to do a stream of Outriders natively on the PC because it's so great there, but then it just shows you how that buckled, and it's not because of my
stream. Then I tried to do Madden. I tried to do Madden in my cloud stream, and everything buckled. You know what I mean? Buckled.
And what did we do? We went to Stadia. We went to Old Faithful. And that video was nice and crisp. So definitely check out them M2K videos. Like I said before, we're going to rebrand that. I think y'all going to like the rebranding. For those, I'll put it like this. For those that was with me on Twitter, that was excited on on Twitch, y'all going to be excited about this rebranding. So we're going to do some stuff over there. With that said, appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all. Much love to you too, Junior Thales.
That's right. And I meant to say, y'all, tomorrow, YMYOG, we're taking it on a case-by-case, week-by-week basis before we return. So we'll let y'all know if we're going to return tomorrow. That's Ying Meeks Yang of Gaming, myself, Snow Bunny Gaming, and Rome Rush. Rome definitely won't be there because he has some stuff to take care of, you know what I mean? And Bunny, we'll see. We're going to communicate tomorrow morning. So stay tuned to the Twitter streets because we might do a show. If we don't, we'll be back eventually. And when we do, we have a lot to talk about.
And I want to say this. Thank y'all so much for y'all support. You can really tell, Storm, that people want YMYOG back. They can't wait. The audio numbers, like, really are crazy. They went up. The audio numbers are up, I want to say 700%.
Damn.
That's crazy. But y'all been, but PNTS and network it all together, our numbers have been up recently around 300-400%. Thank you so much. Y'all even checking out the old stuff. Y'all listening to the Scram Punks, the show that we used to do back in the day. Y'all listening to SML. Y'all listening to SSC. But y'all really want that Yang Meeks Yang. Y'all was on that Yang Meeks. That is up 700%.
That's Bunny, man. I'm telling you, it's all about Bunny. Like Bunny, she don't care. She break knees and everything, man. She don't care. Like she'll shoot you down and then she'll predict something that comes to light and then you just scratching your head looking dumb. So shout out to the sister Bunny, Snow Bunny Gaming. Y'all subscribe to her channel right here on YouTube. That's SNOBUNNI Gaming.
Snow Bunny Gaming, definitely. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all can also, and to get everybody, and Rev, I got to add you too. if you want to check out all these fine people's channels, go to the channels tab here on this channel, and you'll see links to all those great people there. With that being said, thank y'all so much. Y'all are the best. Thank you for the support. Until next time, have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.
Double peace.